Today's podcast is brought to you by Visa, who wants to know, where would you like to be? Whether you're a super fan getting ready for game day or a food truck owner feeding hungry fans, Visa wants to help you pursue your passion with the simple and unwavering vision to be the best way to pay and be paid for everyone, everywhere. They know that every Visa transaction is a promise, and they want to provide you with the most secure and easy payment experience possible. That's why they're continuing to make innovations, from tapping to pay to pushing money directly to your debit card, so you can get to where you would like to be. Visa, everywhere you want to be. Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
Real Thanksgiving.
How we doing?
You know, on this Thanksgiving, I am so grateful that I have you to make it so easy on me every day on this show. Thank you for that.
I let you start out fast, and I track you down just like the Lakers did the Pels last night.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that
Guys.
was impressive.
Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that.
How you doing?
I mean, the
Here we
Clippers
go.
did beat the Grizz last night.
Yeah.
On a tippy.
Without the best player on the planet.
Stop it. He ain't
Yeah,
even the best
that's
player on
how
his team.
good the Clippers
He's not
are.
even the best player on his team. Stop that.
Guys, we are just 7 hours away from a huge game for the Cowboys. We have a jam-packed show on this Thanksgiving Day. Will Jason Garrett be out of work by this weekend? Did LeBron steal AD's thunder last night in his return to New Orleans? But we are going to start with the Cowboys game that kicks off in just a bit. According to Fox Bet, the Cowboys are 6.5-point favorites when they host the Buffalo Bills. All the talk this week has centered around Jason Garrett's job security following Jerry's criticism of the coaching in last Sunday's close loss to the Patriots. So, Shannon, who wins today?
You know what? I took the Cowboys, and it's...
You what?
I took the Cowboys.
You did?
Let me tell you why. I don't trust the Bills more than I like what I'm seeing from the Cowboys, because the thing that the Cowboys can do now, they can score at home. They're the second highest scoring offense as far as points at home. They average about 30 a game. But Buffalo, Skip, look, if you're going to tell me Frank Gore's going to rush for like 150, control the clock, keep that offense off the field, I might lean and say I still would probably pick the Cowboys, but I'd say Buffalo would cover. I don't even think they're going to cover this spread at 6.5. I like the Cowboys big. Skip, the Buffalo's offense, let's be real, they got an 8-3 record. But here's the teams they beat. They beat the Broncos, Washington, Giants, Titans, Dolphins twice, Bengals, and the Jets. That's it. I mean, the Titans is their most impressive win because the Titans have 6 wins, but no one else on this roster on their resume has more than 3. So it's not like I'm like, man, you see who they beat? They beat the Patriots, they beat the Ravens. No. So I think it has more to do with me not trusting them than I have this, oh, man, the Cowboys got this thing rolling. Because they don't. Because we just saw them last week. You saw this.
Oh, here
got
we
a
go.
grand total of 9 points. You saw that. But I forgot it was
In a driving rain.
Whoa!
With 30-mile-an-hour
Rain was
winds
bad.
and temperatures plunging to 35 degrees in Foxborough.
So football now. So you were ideal conditions in Foxborough in late November.
They did.
World,
They
you know?
did cover
Deal.
that game, right? They're
Cover what?
6.5
Skip.
point underdogs.
As a professional athlete, you don't worry. We let Vegas, we let the fantasy, we let
don't
Fox
think about
Bet,
that?
we let people like that worry about the cover. We don't worry about covering as athletes. All we worry about is winning the ball game, and they didn't do that. So you know what, Skip? I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to say Cowboys win 31-17. But this is a game tailor-made, got its perfect size. It's fitted to a T for Zeke Elliott. Because the Buffalo do have a great pass, have a very good, very solid pass defense. Middle-of-the-road run defense. But last week, now, if someone says, okay, what would be the ideal conditions in which you let Zeke take the game over? I would say it would probably be around 30 degrees, 35 degrees at kickoff, Jenny.
Okay.
During the course of the game, the temperature's going to probably drop in the high 20s. It's going to be windy. It's going to be raining. That way, Zeke is a plotter. He doesn't lose his footing. That would be an ideal condition. But no, I want to put the ball in the guy's hand that's never played in conditions like this. And I want him to throw it around like we're in the climate-controlled Jerry world. But hopefully they've learned their lesson. This is a game right here in ideal conditions to hand that ball to Zeke Elliott. See, maybe if you handed to Zeke 33 times last week, instead of throwing it 33 times, Jerry Jones wouldn't be about to jump off the highest building in Dallas. But since you didn't, that's what you got. 31-17.
By the way, just quick point of order. Last week in Foxborough, in the fourth quarter, my quarterback threw for 110 yards. That should have been at least 135 yards if Amari Cooper had simply caught a ball that hit him right in the hands.
But it was raining.
Oh, okay. Was it raining when Stephon Gilmore intercepted with what Bill Belichick called one of the great catches he's ever seen?
Was it raining when Tom Brady threw that ball to N'Keal Harry? Was it raining when he threw those 8 balls to Julian Edelman? Was it raining?
No, but my receiver owes me. He owes me for today. He owes his teammates for today.
Okay.
So, now, before I get to my prediction, I would like to point out that for 3 straight days this week, I had to sit over in this seat and listen to the man across from me ridicule my Dallas Cowboys as overrated frauds.
They are.
With a quarterback who can't throw and who can't make late clutch plays, at least anymore.
He
Says
has
the
not
Hall of
done it.
Famer across from me.
That is correct.
Now you are picking the Cowboys to win big. That is the height of hypocrisy. You have shown or revealed your true colors, which are tinged with yellow. Yellow, as in you are afraid to pick against my Dallas Cowboys because you know they are poised for takeoff. You know this well could be their breakout, break-loose game in which they take off on a Super Bowl run. You know today just could be that day, so you want to CYA and say, okay, I think I better pick them to win big so I don't get embarrassed tomorrow.
No, Skip. I thought I laid it out for you. I thought I did it what we call textbook.
They are playing a team that has won 8 games and lost only 3.
And look at the team
this team has won 3 out of its last 4 games. And this team is 3rd in the whole league in points allowed, behind only New England and San Francisco.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out which offense could I interest you in. You want the Broncos, Washington, the Giants, the Titans, Dolphins, Bengals, or the Jets? Which offense do you want?
By the way, you have made remarks all year about how much you like the Denver defense. You say it's pretty underrated, right?
Yeah.
And little Devin Singletary, their little rookie out of Florida Atlantic, who's 5 feet 7 inches tall, went 21 carries for 106 yards against that Denver defense just last Sunday.
So what should Zeke do?
Okay, well, I'm just saying, what might he do to my defense, which can be very suspect against the run? That's why, again, I thought, I just figured the way you talked all week that you'd come in and lay it on the table, have the courage of your convictions, have the guts to say what your heart is telling you. Your heart and your head are both screaming, Shannon, pick Buffalo.
No, this is not. Look, here's a team. If it was the Vikings, if it was the Pack or the Saints, yeah, you got me. But not Buffalo. Sorry.
Okay, so here's the point. This is where you do have me. My team is what its record says it is. It is 6-5. Yet, here we go again. Vegas is saying they're a 6.5 point favorite. 6-5, but 6.5 point favorite over an 8-3 team with a really good defense. So, this is it for my team. I'm just going to lay it on the table for you. This is make or break. This is do or die. This is sink or swim. This is north or south. This is yes or no. This is it. This is the defining moment for my team is right here today on the biggest stage in the sport is that late afternoon Thanksgiving stage. This will be the highest rated regular season game of the year. Everybody will be getting ready to eat or in the middle of eating or have finished eating, and they all watch the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. So what will they watch today? Because it's hard to tell. My team has lost 5 games by a grand total of 22 points. And it should have been 19 total points because Brett Maher had a little chip shot field goal at the end of the Green Bay game that at least would have forced an onside kick, right? So they should have lost 5 games by a grand total of 19 points. That's pretty great
No,
because
it's not.
I can show you. Look at the scores. They lose by 2 at New Orleans. Again, 10 that should have been 7 to Green Bay. Might even been, who knows what would happen. But 2 at the Jets, they lose by 4 to your Vikings, 4 at New England. Close.
Well,
So if you have a break or a play, if you don't get the tripping penalty called on you at New England, that felt special to me. I thought my quarterback was poised for takeoff in that game.
If you don't mind me asking, all these close games, if you got that guy at quarterback.
But that is the point. If a play or 2 gets made, or if 5 plays get made, we could be talking about 10-1 right now.
Can we say
this team has been in position in all those losses to be 10-1 right now. That's how loaded my team is.
We can say that about every team.
No,
about
you
every
cannot
yes,
say
you can.
that. You can't say it about the Los Angeles Rams right now, the defending NFC champs. I just watched them lose 45-6. I watched Jameis and company go to the Coliseum here in Los Angeles and hang 55 on them. You can't say it.
I watched the Jets beat you.
Okay?
The Jets.
By 2 points because Dak's pass to Jason Witten was blatant pass interference to tie the game on a 2-point conversion.
Who has the better team, the Bucs or the Jets?
So what's your point? I don't know.
You lost to the Jets.
Okay, I just told you what happened. We fell behind 21-3.
You lost. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so I'm going to go way out on the limb and say today is takeoff day.
Oh, my goodness.
Today is breakout day. Today is going to be the day that for once they come out and start fast and finish strong. Because I'm going to remind everybody, 8 times in 11 games, they have come out lifeless, flat. Just like not ready for prime time. And they have fallen behind 8 times in 11 games.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to happen. So let's go to your biggest point. Let's go to Zeke. This is the one flaw that I see in the Buffalo Bills defense right now. They are great against the pass, not so great against the run. Pro Football Focus ranks them the 23rd worst defense against the run. Okay. So if ever there were going to be a welcome back Zeke game, it would be on this national stage. And if there's ever a better day to be doing this, eat, Zeke, eat.
Turkey day.
Eat turkey, eat dressing, eat lots of cranberry sauce, eat 4 slices of pumpkin pie. Just keep eating. I want to see this about 12 times today after 12 big runs. I want to see 150 yards rushing because it's there on a platter.
It was there last week.
Well, no, it wasn't there.
Yes, it was.
Okay. Well, again, did he just tear up the Patriots? No, he didn't tear up the Patriots.
No, because
I showed you what happened in the second half. He had 4 runs of 3 yards or less. So again, as the game wore on, he wore down.
All I know, no, he did not.
All I know is that one key series in the red zone at the end of the first half, he took himself out of the game and put his coat on.
If you don't mind, Skip,
are you going to put your coat on today, Zeke? Please,
if you
don't put your coat on.
If you don't mind me asking, what was the weather like when Cleveland played the Patriots? Was it raining? Because they handed the ball to Nick Chubb, and he went for a $130 plus.
Okay.
Well, so
Well,
I'm trying to figure.
Did you see Zeke get loose have a 55-yard run against
You don't need
New
that,
England?
but
Okay, because Nick had a 55-yard run.
That's not Zeke's game.
Okay.
Zeke's game is 4, 10, 1, 3.
Used to be his game.
But you know what, Skip?
know.
But I love. But you love to say, "Oh, they're going to take off." It's funny how you pick Buffalo. I didn't hear you say they're going to take off against the Saints. I didn't hear you say they're going to take off against the Vikings.
I picked them to win.
Oh no!
I
Take
picked them
off.
to win.
No, take off.
Well, I picked them to win, get to the Super Bowl. I think I said they were going to take off before the year started.
No.
And I've hung in and hung in and hung in.
But now you talk about they're going to take off against the Bills. Really? Want to go out on a limb?
Did I pick them to beat the Patriots? No, I did not.
No, you picked the big Green Bay. You've been wrong. Guess what?
Turning point game is today.
Skip, I want him to win.
Here's the point. My receiver let everybody down. Me, his teammates,
Quarterback too.
Cowboy Nation. No, think about what happened last week. Did you remember the Pro Football Focus ranking of quarterback skills last week? Number 1 in the NFL in their rankings on first read was Dak Prescott.
Yeah, so what we do, we take that away.
So what happened? He's looking for Amari on first read. How many plays do you think were called for Amari Cooper at New England? How many? What's your guess? 15, 12, somewhere up in there, because that's just who they are. That's what they do.
How about this, Skip? If I know a guy is great at first reads, what am I going to be hell-bent on doing? Taking that first read away, make him go where he's less than second and third reads.
So you told me before the game that you would put Stephon Gilmore on Gallup and then double Amari every play. Except they never did that. They just put Steph on. They just traveled him wherever Amari was and took him completely out of the game, both mentally, physically, and psychologically.
But guess what? And your quarterback wasn't doing much better.
Okay.
So they took him out of the game mentally,
my quarterback
physically.
is looking for Amari covered, looking covered, looking covered, looking covered. He caught no balls, including the last ball of the game that was highly catchable. And it was
raining and cold.
4th and 11. You got to catch that. So the point is, you owe us. And the other point is, I don't know why this is starting to take on a life of its own, but my receiver, who can be a little soft on the road, is mentally stronger at home. I guess a lot of players are stronger at home because in 5 home games, Amari has 39 catches. In 6 away games, he has 17 catches. So 5 games at home, 39. 6 away, 17. What is that telling you?
How's your quarterback at home compared to the road?
I'm talking about the receiver. What does that tell you? What does it tell you? My quarterback can be devastating on the road. He's had some huge road games.
Hold on. You tell me the receiver plays a dependent position except when it comes to Dak, and you put all the blame on Amari Cooper. What is your quarterback on the road? What about the Jets? Did they play that game on the road? What about the Saints? Did they play that game on the road?
Yep, they did.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay.
So, guess who was drafted to replace Stephon Gilmore in Buffalo? Guess who? Tre'Davious White.
Yeah.
And he is really good. I'm not saying he's quite Stephon, but he's pretty close.
Well, Buffalo selected him because they traded out that spot with Kansas City. Kansas City took my homeboy.
All right, well, you got it. But they just said, we got to get this shutdown corner. And you know what? He's lived up to that pick. And you know what? I'm sure Buffalo is licking chops to say, we will take Amari Cooper out of this game with Trey White. So here we go. Challenge is issued.
Well, Skip, I haven't paid close enough attention to him to see how he plays. Is he a corner that likes to press? Stephon Gilmore is a corner that likes to put his hands on people.
He does. This is a big, physical, strong corner.
But I see a lot of corners, Skip, they line up and press, and they do what we call press bail. They open the gate and give the guy free release.
Yep.
Well, if you're up there like that, you're not pressing. And Amari Cooper's going to run whatever he wants to run. You see, it's kind of hard to run all those stutter steps if I'm knocking you off your route, which Stephon Gilmore does a great job. Coach Belichick has always liked big physical corners because he used to be mainly a cover 2 team. But now he's going cover 1 and 0 blitz. That's what he likes to play. He's like, I'm going to make you throw in the tight windows. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Obviously, Amari Cooper wants to have a bounce-back game, Skip. Nobody of his caliber wants to get shut out.
Dak Prescott loves Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper loves Dak Prescott. I say today they reestablish their extraordinary connection that they have. I'm going to go 7 catches for 105 yards for Amari Cooper against a really good corner today.
Any touches? Any touchdown?
I don't know. I don't deal with that. Maybe 1. I don't know. Maybe 2.
What about your boy Gallup?
Well, here's the boy I'm worried about today is the little white guy for the other team.
Oh,
because he used to be on my team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he is coming back, and I don't want to see him have an Anthony Davis return game because I do not want to see 7 catches for 105 from little measly bees.
Y'all gave up on him, Skip.
Yep.
Y'all gave up on him.
We did.
Just as his rap career was starting to flourish,
I know.
y'all gave up on him.
And you know what? Randall Cobb's numbers have been a little better. Not significantly, but a little better to the point that I say upgrade Randall Cobb.
Well, Randall Cobb is more of a big play potential. You see he can get the ball and go 50.
But he cannot run or by people.
Cole Beasley wasn't running by nobody.
He wasn't. He was out quicker.
Right.
Yeah.
But Randall Cobb gives you those big play capabilities.
Okay. So they need to focus on this little man because he can hurt you, and he has gotten hot the last 3 games. So that is a little scary, and I'm going to say it again. My run defense is suspect. So you can't let the great Frank Gore or that little 5'7" rookie, you cannot let them start running wild and control the clock on you because I'm sure that's what Buffalo is trying. That'll be their game plan coming in. We'll play good defense, and we will control the clock and keep it out of Dak Prescott's hands.
Josh Allen got better legs than you think, so he can hurt you with his legs.
Okay, that brings me to Josh Allen. Will he go Jeff Driscoll on us? Because they turned Jeff Driscoll into Lamar Jackson. And he can make big throws. He's got a big arm.
Big time arm.
At big moments. And he's not running the way he did as a rookie, but he still can hurt you at about 240.
Yeah. This is like today's game is like, okay, for Thanksgiving, you want turkey, you have dressing, you have ham, whatever type of pie. You know, Jen, I'm sure you guys had casseroles, you know.
Oh, yeah.
We don't do no casserole. But anyway, Skip, okay, this game right here is tailor-made. It's textbook for Zeke Elliott to get 25, 30 carries. Okay, what you going to do, Skip? Or do you want to prove that this is Dak's offense, that Dak is going to throw us to where we want to go, or you're going to win the game?
I want to see explosion because I love both of them. And when they are both cooking on Thanksgiving on this stage, big things happen, big points happen, and you see big points. This is, again, the team that's allowed the third fewest points in football, and you've got them
31-17.
You got Dallas scoring 31.
Yeah, at home.
So you're saying I don't think Zeke alone can score 31.
No, but he can control the clock, but he can also give you play action, which will help Amari, which will help Gallup, and hopefully Jason Witten can hold on to the ball today. It is 72 degrees.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be dry inside Fury World.
It's not going to leak?
Nope, I don't think it'll leak, and I don't think my team will keep leaking any more oil.
Right.
For once, I believe you have nailed it. I am with you in spirit, and I hope that the Hall of Famer is dead on accurate because last night I decided on a score, and my score is almost exactly your score. I'm just a point off. I'm 30-17, Dallas. You are 31-17.
Right.
Wow, guys.
So I am with you.
You're in
I think
tune.
you have seen the light. I think you've come over to the bright side instead of staying over there on the bad side.
You know what you're going to do? You're going to come in tomorrow. You told me the Hall of Famer told me they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. And if they don't win by 2 touchdowns, it's going to be my fault because that's what I was hoping to happen. I put bad luck on them. That you're going to come in here and blame me.
Okay. All I know is if my team loses on this stage on this day,
I don't want them to lose.
If they lose, I'm out. They are done. I will come in tomorrow and say it's over because they will be not mathematically eliminated. They will be psychologically eliminated. If they lose today, they will go to Chicago next Thursday and lose. Then they will lose at home to the Rams, and they will go to Philly and lose to the Eagles.
That's a deal.
Yep.
But Skip,
that's what will happen. And if they win, you better look out because I see Super Bowl run. They are in perfect position to explode and take off.
I want them to win because winning increases expectations. Winning gets hopes up. See, if you lose, you see what you're going to do happen if they lose, Jenny? He's going to come in here tomorrow and say his season is officially over. I don't want that.
I don't want that either.
I want them to win because I want the delusional Cowboy fans to all of a sudden be reinvigorated. So they can just get let down. See, there's nothing like getting your hopes up.
So I want everybody to know that Shannon Sharpe said a team that is fraudulent is going to beat Buffalo today 31-17, said the Hall of Fame.
Well, I believe Buffalo is record is directly they're more fraud. They just happen to be more fraudulent than the Cowboys. That's the only difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
More fraudulent than the Cowboys at 8-3.
Yeah.
It's hard to win 8 games out of 11 in this league. I don't care who you are, who you're playing.
Okay, the Cowboys are a $3 bill and the Buffalo is a $24 bill. That's the only difference.
All eyes
I'd
be
actually
on the
take
Cowboys.
the $24 bill.
Of course. You know, this started back in 1966, this tradition, because they wanted national spotlight and attention. Well, they got it. So everyone will be watching today.
You mean Dallas?
Expectation. Yeah.
No, nobody wanted to play on Thanksgiving. They
Well, they
thought it was
started it because
Dallas
they
and Detroit,
they could get the
And
attention.
so once everybody said, wait a second, everybody loves this.
Everyone loves
then
it.
the great Texas E.
Yeah.
Shram, may you rest in peace, he said, no, we're grandfathered in.
Yep.
We've been doing
want
this
this.
when nobody else would do it, so we're still doing it, and Detroit is still doing it.
And a
Smart guy.
couple of years ago, Skip, they was like, well, everybody should get an opportunity to play on Thanksgiving. And they said, no. In the 40s, in the 50s, in
That
the
is
60s,
correct.
when nobody wanted to play.
This game today is in large part why the Dallas Cowboys are known as America's team.
That's
Two things
so
you can
true.
count on growing
So
up.
true.
The Cowboys in Detroit was going to be playing on Christmas.
They'll be
Correct.
playing.
On
I'll be Christmas, Thanksgiving Day. Yeah.
So
That's
many
what you can
memories.
count on.
No mercy.
Well, Anthony Davis was met with boos by an energetic crowd in his first game back in New Orleans. AD got the last laugh, though, as he finished with 41 points, which is the most by anyone in their first game against a former team. LeBron chipped in with 29 points, 11 assists to help complete a 16-point comeback for the Lakers. So, Shannon, how impressed were you with the Lakers comeback?
It was good that they got the win, but they should have never been a comeback.
Yeah.
I don't like the way the Lakers played last night, Skip. And I get it. AD's going back home, where he spent his first 7 years of his career. He's a 3-time first-team All-NBA, 6-time All-Star. I think everybody in New Orleans knows what AD represents. That's why they didn't want to give him up. They know he's a generational talent. But Skip, and they knew the most points ever scored by a player in his first visit returning to playing his old team. They knew what that number was. In the first quarter, AD had 11 attempts, field goal attempts. LeBron had 2. AD had 19 field goal attempts at the half, ended up with 30. But, Skip, that's not their offense, to dump the ball to AD and then everybody stands around and watch AD either pull up or try to get to the basket, lay it up, or dunk it. That's not what they are. And I thought for the very first half, in large part in the 3 quarters, that's what they were doing, dumping the ball to AD. Okay, AD, show him what you're about. Obviously, he was going to be met with boos. Skip, if AD was terrible, they wouldn't have booed him. You only be good people. They know what AD represents,
sure.
and they got sucked into it. Lakers, you go into every game plan for the Lakers, always should start. The very first thing that Frank Vogel should put up on the board, guard the three-point line. What kept New Orleans in the lead for the longest part, Skip? 3.
What put them in the league?
Got them in the league.
Yeah.
They started out 8 or 9, and they were like one point, like 12 or 16. And then when they went cold, that's where the Lakers were able to make their push. But you have to spend a lot of energy to try to get back into the ball game. Starting the fourth quarter, down by 10, no closer. You know what he is, Skip? 15.
Kyle Kuzma.
Stop!
Awesome.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
He is the closer.
This reminded me of Game 6. This reminded me of Game 6. They were down against your Spurs in the final.
Didn't remind me.
Yeah, baby, down 10 points.
Nothing to do with that.
Down 10. Down 10. LeBron had 15 points, 5 assists. Perfect from the free throw line. But guess what he did, Skip? 3 of those 5 assists with the old Kyle Kuz, who was a perfect from the three-point line in the fourth quarter, 3 of 3.
As I just said.
LeBron. So 28 of the 35 points had LeBron's fingerprints all on it. Skip out. Look, okay, hopefully this is over. This is a thing of the past. I don't think anybody else has any, came from anybody. Nobody played or the Wizards played with the Wizards. No one played with the Mavericks. No one played moving forward. So I think we're straight. Now we can go back to playing Laker basketball and try to build some chemistry moving forward, because we're about to have a very tough road game, but I'm about to win their bet. I'm about to win their bet. How you gonna like that? No more 5 cases.
Well, I'm up 43, so I think I'm not going to lose any sleep.
Oh, you gonna lose some sleep? Because I'm gonna get all of them back. I'm gonna whittle them all down.
Well, I put a little stock in my Spurs, who are a disaster right now, and I'm wondering if Coach Pop has lost his fastball. I don't know.
Oh, no, he lost his fastball.
They seem to be quitting on Coach Pop. I don't know what's happening, but something is very, very wrong.
Yeah.
So, back to your contention about the game. I agree with you. This should have been a 15 or 20-point Lakers win, because there was no Zion, obviously. He's due back soon. There was no Lonzo. He reportedly had a stomach virus. And there was really no Brandon Ingram last night, because he did play, but he shot 4 of 21 from the field. So when I combine those 3 things, I would say that equals Lakers by 15 or 20, and it went down to the wire.
And that's what Bron do over Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Oh, Bron did that?
Yes.
Bron did
Hey,
that.
did you see what True Holiday did in the second half when LeBron jumped on him? 4 points in the second half. That's old GOAT James.
I thought you said he couldn't sit in the chair anymore. You told me all last year he can't do that anymore.
No, Skip. That just goes to show you. We just want you to know that if we need to summons this, sending a message to someone else that plays in the basement of our building.
You told me all last year he just can't do that anymore.
Skip, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that game in and game out.
Okay.
But here or there, he can do it.
Here's the biggest but on your opening remarks about this game last night. This is where you lost me. I have no idea why those fans were booing Anthony Davis, because the truth is Anthony Davis really came up small for them over his 7 years there. His regular season record as the centerpiece of the New Orleans Hornets or the New Orleans Pelicans, 216-50 was his record. That's way below 500. And he had good deal of help around him. He had all kinds of boogies, and he still had Drew. He had Rondo for a stretch. He had lots of help there. And I got to tell you, last night, he was as focused and driven as I think I've ever seen him, because he really wanted to show them, and LeBron was poised to set him up to show them, here's what I can do. So to me, I don't know why they would even waste their energy booing, because they're going to be better with Zion and Zoe and B.I. and Drew is still there. And I love this team with Josh Hart. They're going to be more successful and much more entertaining than they used to be with A.D. there, because half the time he never looked like he was really into being there in the first place. So I don't know why they're wasting their energy. They should just save it to root for Zion when he comes back sometime second, third week in December. So now back to the game. I will give you this. LeBron was a reason they got back in the game. Actually, the Kuzma stretch was just sensational from late third to early fourth. He just went crazy, scored 11 points in about 6 minutes. But just as LeBron was a big reason they got back in the game and eventually won the game, he was the biggest reason New Orleans stayed in the game in the fourth quarter. And you conveniently left this out because could we see the 4 turnovers that LeBron committed in the fourth quarter? See, these don't matter to
Did they win the game? That's what you tell me.
There's the first turnover out of bounds. Way to go, LeBron. That's early fourth. Then here's another one. Whoops. Oh, that's still the same one. Here we go again. Whoops. That was a really bad idea, LeBron. Okay, you're just going to let the Pelicans stay afloat. LeBron, come on, come on. No, come on. So there's 2. And now here we go again. LeBron, you can't just dribble right through people, and they just took the ball right out of your hands. Hornets still afloat. And here we go again. This is the crucial one. 20 seconds left in the game. 20 seconds. LeBron, you just drilled the ball to the Pelicans. You cannot do this in a tight ball game. It's a 1-point game.
We won.
And then guess what happens on the other end after this turnover? It's the controversial play of the night. Brandon drives, and the focal point goes on AD because he looks like all ball. Did it go off Brandon's leg out of bounds or off his arm out of bounds? And nobody focused on the fact that LeBron just fouled the hell out of Brandon Ingram. He's doing the defensive back arm bar on him, holding him, grabbing him, pushing him, knocking him off. That's a foul. That's a foul with 20 seconds into the game or 20 seconds left in the game.
Skip. You know it's not a foul.
He should have been shooting 2 free throws. You know it, and I know it, but the refs got fixated on the ball. Was it a block? Was all about AD.
Okay. Was that a foul on Caldwell Pope?
I don't really care. That was the flash point of the game, because if he's shooting 2 free throws and you're 1 down, then it could be really nice.
He shot when he missed it.
Yeah. Who did?
Brandon Ingram. He shot a free throw.
Okay, but they just took the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
They just got the ball, okay?
Yeah.
And then what happened? Drew Holiday, who's just throwing it all over the lot, he was throwing like wild Trubisky interceptions, right? It was crazy what he was doing. Here he is trying to inbounds, and he just throws it to AD. What are you doing?
Skip, well, they had an opportunity to tie the game, and Holiday missed a dunk on AD.
Well, that was a little earlier.
Yeah.
Quite a bit earlier.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, Skip, so...
that's his best friend, and he tried to dunk it left-handed just to shield him with his left side of his body, but...
But why you won't... But see, you like to focus on the negative.
Well, I mean, 4 turnovers in the fourth quarter is not good. And now LeBron
points?
has the second most turnovers in the fourth quarter in the entire league this year, and it's hard on that team because it's hard to sort of rise above that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It can't be too hard because we've only lost 2 games.
Yeah,
so
but you keep winning. You winning close games.
Hold on. That counts as a win, right?
Yep.
But see, if we blow people out, you talk about they're playing no one. We win close games, we should be blowing them out.
Well, you still played no one after opening night. That's all you played.
Oh, my God.
Well,
we play the same teams what you call play.
Okay.
The Clippers.
The Clippers don't play in the G League.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. That's what, I mean, it must be nice to be able to take, PTO and Lou Williams and Trez give you 24 apiece.
Yeah.
Must be really nice.
Hey, they had a nice win last night without the best player on the planet.
He's not even the best player on their team.
Really?
No.
Okay. Well, they sure looked good last night. They won again, and they're just staying right there where they need to be.
We've already beat the Grizzlies twice.
Yeah. Well, they just beat them once.
And it didn't come down to no tip in by Trez.
Yeah. All I know is that opening night, the Clippers just put it all over you guys.
Oh, my goodness.
Opening night, fourth quarter, LeBron 2 points, AD 0 points.
Well, we'll see this time.
Okay.
We'll see on Christmas.
It's coming.
We'll see.
Next big holiday is Christmas.
All I want to talk about is these 15 and 5. 28 of the 35 points, LeBron was cooking.
He was good. And I give him this. He made his free throws last night in the fourth quarter. But for the year, he's still hovering down there at 67.6%. Is that 75? No. Thank you.
We get up to
So I'm going to win. I'll win all those cases back on that bet. So why should I worry about losing the short term when I got the long term?
We got off to a rough start last night. We started off 2 for 6, and then we just went straight through 5 for 5.
Yeah, and then he went back to his old deal where he did the Kyle Korver step back. He went from no step back to in the fourth quarter he started doing the step back, and he got some rhythm going.
I mean, if you don't notice, Skip, you see him flying through the air.
Yeah.
For a guy that's washed and unathletic, he sure can get elevated.
Nobody said he was washed except him.
No, that's what you said.
Fueling it.
Hold on, then Kenny Smith, you told me last year when Herzonia blocked his shot, give it up. It's over.
Well, I mean, that was pretty embarrassing.
Skip the man growing. There's nothing wrong with his growing now.
Okay. Well,
So
let's see when they
Lakers
start playing some real teams.
got the Wizards.
Was Utah a
Friday,
real team?
then
Beat the brakes off
Mavericks
Utah.
Sunday.
Mavericks.
That's
What
a little
about
bit more
was
of a
Utah a real
test.
team?
Luka coming to town.
Pretty real, but remember, what's his name? Bogdanovich didn't play in that game.
Oh.
Remember, it was the second game of the year, and he did not play.
So now Bogdanovich Larry Bird.
Well, he's pretty good.
He ain't better than Luka.
I think he's more dependable than Luka.
No, Luka.
He's smarter than Luka. He's shrewder.
No, stop.
Yeah.
Skip, just give us credit.
I
We
am.
won the game.
I thought LeBron
We
played
50.
well in the fourth quarter, except for 4 turnovers.
Minus the
He
So
played
it
well.
was blessing, curse, blessing, curse.
No. We played well throughout the entirety of the game. What we did was like we got out of a rhythm by trying to make sure AD get his point. I thought they were trying to get him 50.
It was like an all-star game where everybody decides, hey, you're in your hometown, let's make you the MVP.
Yeah.
LeBron went out of his way to try to get him going,
41.
and he did.
And
He got going.
they won.
Yeah.
Most by
It's
any
good.
player in a return.
So you score 41 and it goes to the wire. That's weird.
Hold on.
Right?
James Harden have games like that where he scores 50 all the time, then it goes down to the wire.
But they're not as good as the Lakers.
That's not what you said. You said Houston would have a better record than the Lakers.
No, I didn't. I just said they're going to go farther than the Lakers.
Go farther where? I mean,
Well,
they going overseas?
I got Rockets, Clippers in the finals.
They traveling overseas?
Well, we'll see.
Because they ain't gonna, you talking about farther than the playoffs?
Have you played them yet?
Have they played us?
Have you been
We don't
watching them?
First of all, Skip, let's set the record.
By the way, James and Russ, it's clicking, man.
Let's set the record straight. We don't play anyone. They play us.
Oh.
We are the marquee.
Oh.
Us.
That's why LeBron
You are
called
on
the
the
commissioner before the year.
There you go.
Hey, give us, okay, we'll take the Clippers on opening night. I know we have to do that, but then give us a bunch of Atlantas and various.
We played Atlanta once.
Okay.
Played Atlanta once.
16-2 feels good, though.
16-2.
You can't go
About
wrong with that
About to
record.
be 18-2, and then what that mean, Skip?
18-2.
What
I
that
think I
means,
know what
Skip?
that means. There was a bet around here.
Okay.
Okay. I know we haven't hit it yet, but
got
I haven't
me.
forgotten. I wrote it down.
We ain't done yet. We
on.
might make a move at the trade deadline.
Well, if you get Iggy, it could be.
Dallas trying to trade for Iggy. Dallas, sit down. The man don't want to play with y'all. He's made it abundantly clear he wants to go to L.A. Sit down, Mark Cuban.
Who doesn't want to go to L.A., though,
Yeah.
honestly? Okay.
All they want to do is try to throw a wrench in our tea, but it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
The amount you use, us, we, with
Yes,
the Lakers,
us.
I need to start
And we
taking note of
gonna
this.
make a deal at the trade deadline. Skip.
Okay.
No mercy.
NFL.com has Lamar Jackson as their top-ranked quarterback. That might surprise some, though, is that Dak Prescott sits at number 5. That's higher than Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, and Drew Brees. So, Shannon, did they get this
No.
right?
But you know what, Skip? You should feel proud. You got the 5th best brother quarterback in the NFL.
Is that all you got?
There are only 5 of them starting. Because, you know, L. Jack 1, Russ 2, my homeboy 3, Deshaun Watson 4. So you got the... Look on the bright side.
Second best biracial. quarterback?
No. First of all, Skip Bayless, you already know this is some bunk. This is some bull jive. He's not better than Cousins because Cousins is 21-3 and he beat you head to head. And that's what you told me. You said when they play head to head, that's the determining factor. That guy beat your guy head to head.
Because my coaches took the ball out of my guy's hands at the end of the game.
And I know another guy that beat your guy head to head. A. Rodgers. For all this about he playing terrible, did you know, Skip, he has 18 touchdowns with 2 picks? And they have a better record than your guy. Your guy is...
My guy's got 24 touchdowns.
No, your guy got 21 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. And again, hold on. And against the winning teams, the 4 winning teams, he has 5 touchdowns and 6 INTs. He's thrown an interception in 8 of the 11 games. Is that good? I didn't think so.
Is it my turn?
No, it's not your
I'll
turn
go.
just yet. When I look at first Cousins, even when Dalvin hasn't run the football well, he's been good. He's been very good.
What happened on opening day with the Vikings?
Skip.
Well, I'm just since you're there, go ahead.
No.
Enlighten.
You asked me was it your turn. I said no, it's not your turn.
Well, enlighten our viewers.
I
What
will.
happened on opening day?
Here's my thing. When it's your turn, you can enlighten the viewers. It's my turn, so I'm enlightening the viewers my way. Okay, again, he's been clean pushing the ball down the field. And despite Adam Thielen being nicked up in and out of the lineup, he's still 8-3. Did you know he went to Dallas and beat the Cowboys without Thielen, who's at number 1? I thought you knew that. And Skip, here's the thing. You keep talking about, well, Tom Brady's throwing to, what's his little name? Look, Bo Orshevsky. What's his name?
Gunner.
Gunner.
Get it right.
Gunner
know his
Orshevsky.
name
He's an
by
undrafted
now.
free agent, right?
He's from Minnesota.
And Jacoby Myers is an undrafted free agent, right? Valdez Scantling was drafted in the 5th round.
Well, that's pretty good,
Hold
actually.
on. Kumaro, undrafted. Geronimo Allison, undrafted. Alan Lazard, undrafted. So the thing that you give
Devontae Adams.
Oh, second-round pick. The thing that you give...
Jimmy Graham.
Hold on. Dorsett. Dorsett was what? A first-round pick. So stop playing, Skip.
Yeah, but...
Hold on.
but
N'Keal Harry.
Indy gave up on it.
N'Keal Harry is what?
He's a first-round pick.
Okay, then.
He's played one game.
Hold on. Why are you...
Back
First of all,
from
hold on.
injury.
Time out.
He's gonna be
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why are you talking? I didn't turn
he
the floor...
played one game.
I didn't turn the floor over to you. It's still my turn. I need 10 more
Sorry, you're
seconds.
leaving these little windows that everyone wants
So
to
the
jump
very
in.
thing that you give Tom Brady credit for, oh, he's throwing to this guy, little Gunnar Orshevsky. He's throwing to Jacoby Myers, who was a former quarterback. The very thing...
What about Matt Lacoste? You know Matt Lacoste? You know Ryan Izzo? You ever heard of him?
I know Isaiah Lacoste. I know Rene Lacoste. But anyway, that's not...
Yeah.
But first of all, Skip, the very thing that you give Tom Brady credit for, you try and punish Aaron Rodgers. He's throwing to the same guy that's undrafted free agent that was basically meant to be camp bodies, but they made it.
Unfortunately, he didn't throw to one undrafted free agent named Darius Shepard, who was all alone in the end zone against the Eagles, and Aaron just airballed it. He just didn't see him.
But to ask if did they get it right? No. I would have Dak behind First Cousins and Aaron Rodgers, considering they beat him head-to-head, and their numbers are better than his.
My turn. Thank you very much, because that went on forever.
Because you kept interrupting me.
Okay. This is easy for me. It's cut and it's dried. My quarterback has clearly had a better season than Drew Brees and a much better season than Aaron Rodgers. And I'm confined my dissertation here just to those two, because those are the two biggest names.
I didn't mention Drew. Drew missed too much time.
Well, not only did he miss time, he is disqualified from this discussion because Teddy Bridgewater stepped in and went 5-0 for the Saints. Does that mean they're a pretty good football team, quarterback or not?
Yeah.
Yes. 5-0, and he won at Seattle, did Teddy Bridgewater. And he beat my Cowboys, and then he beat the Bucs, won at the Jags, and won at the Bears. That's pretty great. That kept them afloat. So you got to give him about half the credit for the Saints, who are in position maybe to win home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, I didn't even put Drew Brees in this mention.
Okay, and Drew Brees did have the one game against Atlanta 3 games ago at home. He wasn't very good in that game. He had a QBR of 24, scale 0 to 100, and 3 times they went in the red zone, and 3 times they came away with field goals, and they lost 26-9 to Atlanta. Rematch tonight in Atlanta. We'll discuss later.
As well.
Yep.
Okay, now back to Aaron Rodgers. My quarterback has had the best QBR in all of football for the whole year. Aaron Rodgers has struggled down in the middle of the pack the whole year. My quarterback had a 15 QBR, which is pretty disastrous, but it was at New England last week on a day in which it was driving rain the whole day with 30-mile-an-hour gusts and temperatures plunging to 35 degrees in the fourth quarter. And my quarterback still threw for 110 in the fourth quarter, including a big drop by Jason Witten and a ball that should have been caught by the guy ranked by Pro Football Focus going into the game as the best receiver in football.
Stop saying that.
So if you give him those two, man, he might have had 150 yards passing in the fourth quarter. Is that good?
150 yards with an L?
Wow, that's pretty. He might have had the dub.
No, we won't get no dub. Stop
it. It started to feel like dubs to me.
No, it didn't.
Okay, so the point is, these are what Dak is still doing. Regardless of what he did at New England or didn't do, he still leads the whole league in yards passing. He's number 2 in passes for first downs. That's pretty great, right? He's number 2 in pass plays of 20-plus yards, so your whole Dink and Dak myth has just been completely destroyed this year. And he's ranked number 2 in the whole league in catchable passes. Do I need to even start on Aaron Rodgers in all these categories? 17th, 11th, 12th, 17th.
What's his record?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You do know his record. It's better than the Cowboys.
I'm talking about quarterback performance this year.
Well, Skip,
because they are winning in spite of him.
Skip, your guy is 6-5. So how good has his performance been if they've lost 5 games?
when your defense lets you fall in holes of 31-3 and 21-3, it's hard to climb out of those holes, and he's almost done it twice.
But hold on. I noticed you didn't mention anything about Aaron Rodgers' defense on that Sunday night game when San Francisco blasted them. You didn't mention anything about the defense. You said Aaron Rodgers played bad. So now every time something goes wrong with the Cowboys, you excuse Dak Prescott's performance and place it on Jason Garrett's terrible.
Glad you brought up
Zeke
that
Elliott
San
can't run.
Francisco
The
game.
defense, yes.
Because Aaron Rodgers against the 49ers had a QBR of 9 on a scale of 0 to 100. He threw for a grand total of 104 yards. He got sacked 5 times. It was the second worst QBR of Week 12.
Yeah.
Which leads me back to the game a few weeks earlier at Chargers. He had a grand total QBR of 14, and it was the worst QBR of Week number 9 in the NFL. Those are 2 horrendous games. My quarterback has never even sniffed games like that in his whole career. Hasn't had anything like that.
Okay, but Skip, let me ask you
Those are 2 games, and Aaron Rodgers is officially disqualified off those 2 games.
Well, help me understand this. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, your quarterback is getting 85s, getting 90s, and they're catching L's. He comes, sees me at my restaurant, and I give him a nice bottle of,
What's
that
it
new
again?
Hennessy. They sent me a bottle of Hennessy. Skip only made 100 bottles of them. Started bringing it out here today, but I'm saving it for Sunday when I celebrate LeBron getting this triple-double, and I win my bet. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Skip, your guy getting 80s and 90s.
The first bet you've ever won on this show. Maybe I'll say.
Don't worry about that. You ain't
We
celebrating.
should have a party. We should call up the show and have a party.
No, we're not having anything.
Downtown. Let's throw a
I'm
parade.
not celebrating anything we do. But my thing is, what I'm having trouble understanding is that your guy can have an 80 or 90 QBR and lose, and you'll point to, but look at his QBR. I'm about wins and losses. So what good is that 15? Okay, if Aaron, because Tom Brady had a 26 in the Super Bowl and they won.
Let me
that's all you
explain
talk about.
to you about football. See, there are 22 people who.
Oh, now there's 22.
Yeah, 22, because once upon a time you played defense and offense, so you could say there were more 11 to 15 guys playing.
Okay.
But now it's 22 guys play.
When did they start playing? When did they start doing this?
And you know what? I do think they should have let Dak play defense, because I think he'd be really
How about
good.
he play quarterback?
Play linebacker.
How about he play quarterback?
Safety.
He's just not starting to play that okay. So let's just focus on this, and then maybe down the road at a later date and time, we'll let him switch over and play safety. But right now, we want him to master the quarterback, because considering he's 6-5, that's what he is. And against winning teams, he has what? 5 touchdowns and 6 picks. Is that good, Skip?
My defense is ranked 15th in the NFL. 15th.
Skip.
It's hard to overcome that.
Skip, what I just want to know this. Help me understand this.
Okay, help me out.
Okay.
What do these numbers scream to you about Dak versus Aaron Rodgers? Aaron's your guy. He's transcendent. He is the greatest thrower of the football ever, and my guy has outplayed him in every way, shape, and form.
No, he has not.
Yes, he has.
Okay, what's his record and what's Aaron's record?
Okay, but it's a team game. in the end.
So now it became
I'm talking about quarterback versus quarterback.
But this is what
it's not even close.
Skip,
it's a joke.
but-
You've lost. It's over.
Here's the thing, Skip. This is what me and the fans that's watching at home have a hard time understanding.
How do you know? How do you speak for the fans?
Because they speak for me. They call me. We DM. We talk all the time.
That's what I thought.
I
don't do that. But
Well, I do.
I think they're smarter than this.
I do this.
Yeah, I have more respect for them than you do.
No, you don't. No, you
Their
don't.
intellect.
You don't value them because
Yeah.
you don't communicate with them.
Their
You don't
sports
follow
IQ.
anybody.
I
You
know
don't talk to
they're smart.
anybody.
Yep.
So I have more respect for my
Yeah.
fans, and that's why they love Unc. But anyway, as I was saying,
Unc?
Yes. Why is it?
2 people love Unc.
No, a lot of people love Unc. That's neither here nor there. Can you let me finish my point? This is what I'm having a hard time understanding. And the people at home, they say, Shannon, can you ask Skip this? I say, sure, I'll ask him tomorrow. They ask me that. Why is it that when Dak or Tom Brady plays bad, it's a team game? But when they play good, you talk about, look at my quarterback. Look at the game-winning drives. Look at the QBR. It's only a team game when they lose.
Show me where Dak has played badly this year. Show me one. Show me one. Where you say that was awful.
Minnesota.
Oh, stop
New
it.
Orleans.
He was extraordinary against Minnesota.
Skip.
One of the best games he's ever played.
Skip.
What do you mean?
Let me ask you a question, Skip.
Okay, do you remember what happened? It was 2nd and 2 at the 11, and they went, hand it to Zeke, throw it to Zeke? What?
Let me, for the people at home, if let's just say you got $1 million in the bank, but every time you go to get it out, they say, no, you can't touch it. You can't have it. That's what Dak did, Skip. When I needed him to get the ball into the end zone, he can't do it.
No, the coach just took it out of his hands.
God.
Let him run a quarterback draw. Let him run a zone read keeper. Let him roll out and throw.
He had the perfect opportunity to use his legs on Sunday. They playing man coverage. They turned their back.
Just remember, I'm not going to leave this Minnesota alone because, remember, they start 1st and 10 from their 6-yard line, and he throws them all the way to 2nd and 2 at the Vikings 11. And you thought, I know you're just sitting there going, oh, my God, I'm not going to survive this.
I was worried.
I'm sure you were.
Don't worry about it. But hold on.
Yeah,
what
and
good is
2nd
that?
and 2 at the 11, and I am dumbfounded to watch them go, hand it for 0 to Zeke, hand it for -3 to Zeke, throw it to Zeke? Are you kidding me?
Skip,
On 4th down?
Well, help me understand this. What good is that, Skip? I once called a place, Jenny. I said, well, how late do you stay open? They said, we're open for another 30 minutes. I drive, get my car, woo, woo, woo.
Is that how you drive?
Woo, get there, and they close. I did all that for nothing. He drove from the 6 to the 11 and got what?
You were late. Time had run out.
He was late. Time had run out.
They did not close early. You just didn't get there on time.
Exactly.
My quarterback had arrived right on time, and all of a sudden, Jason Garrett, who should have been fired 5 years ago,
Skip.
did it again.
Skip, stop doing that. Why is it, Skip? Why is it everybody's fault when the Cowboys lose, except Dak? It's Zeke, it's the defense,
Well,
it's Jason
if you can
Garrett.
show me a game where it was his fault, I'll take it.
Skip, you said they start from behind. In 8 of the 11 games, they started from behind. He is the quarterback when they start from behind, not just when they finish.
So, against Minnesota that night, he drove
14-0.
He drove it 3 straight times into Minnesota territory.
Hey, what'd he get?
Yeah, well, the defense just collapsed.
Oh, hold on.
Minnesota's
Skip,
really good.
Skip,
Have you noticed? They're really
Skip,
good.
We had the same discussion, if I'm not mistaken, in 2016, when First Cousins threw for 440-something yards, got the ball into the red zone and couldn't punch it in. You didn't mention anything about Washington defense letting Dak go 4 for 4 in the red zone.
4 for 4.
Exactly. And that's what my first cousin did. My first cousin went 4 for 4.
Now, your first cousin.
Kim Folk. That we call him at the crib, Kim Folk Kirk.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Don't worry about that.
Wait until games that really matter happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got one coming up.
Well, we got Distant Dak.
Yeah.
Oh, Distant Dak is our cousin, too. He distant, though.
Coming off a bye. He's
Here we go.
rested,
Did you,
guys.
Skip, did you know Tom Hanks and Mr. Rogers were actually 6 cousins?
I did not.
He did not know at the time of the filming, but they are actually 6
Wow, that's
cousins.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's why the old distant cousin
Seen that yet?
No, I'm going to see it.
I would like to see it as well. It's supposed to be really good, but you can't go wrong with Tom Hanks movies, right?
I'll
He
take
is the best.
I'll take The Irishman, but that's just me.
I'm going to see Queen and Slim too.
Okay.
Jeez, the movie buffs around here.
No mercy.
The latest outcome in the Cowboys' up-and-down season was a 13-9 loss to the Patriots that caused Jerry Jones to publicly criticize the coaching staff. And yesterday, Jerry said he is, quote, Jason Garrett man, but was also sure to point out that the expectation is to win a Super Bowl. A report this week said Garrett could be fired if the Cowboys lost today to the Bills. So, Shannon, how much is Jason Garrett to blame for their 6-5 record?
Well, he deserves some blame because he's the head coach, and obviously the head coach's job is to win football games. But I love how we're a team, but only when we're winning and things are going well. When we start to lose, it's the head coach's fault, or as Skip says, when one side of the ball, guy plays okay, it's the defense. Skip, look, but the players have to take some of this also because it's their job to execute the game plan. I'm sure Jason Garrett is not telling them, oh, guys, I want to start slow today because I want to show how effective we are in the offensive side of football and bring this thing back. Skip, and everybody keeps talking about this point differential. Point differential. They played the Giants twice, Washington and Miami. They're plus 72 against in the other 7 games, they're plus 13. And they're 0-4 against teams with winning records. So what does that tell you? They're a 500 ball club. They're slightly better than 500. They're 6-5.
Did they get blown out?
What? See?
Well, did they?
Hold on. Skip. Okay. Plus 72, the Giants, Washington, and Miami. Now, which one of those teams making the playoffs? Okay.
A lot of teams get to play those teams.
But we're not talking about
The
those.
Eagles get to play the Dolphins this Sunday.
We're talking about the Cowboys and how you want to inflate or conflate. Or you look at this, we're plus 72. We got the 4th best. But what did Coach Parcells say? You are what your record says you are.
Which is exactly what I said to open this show.
6-5. So stop trying to excuse away playing bad teams and hanging 35, 40 points and winning by 25, 30 points. And then when you play good teams, you lose. Because what Skip, all it says is this, and this is the problem that I really have with the Cowboys and people like you. When the game plan goes really well, Dak throws for 400 and everything's going well, that was a genius game plan by Kellen Moore. But the moment they lose, that must have been Jason Garrett's game plan. Jason Garrett said, what the hell? That ain't mine.
I've criticized Kellen Moore.
No, you haven't. Not nearly enough. Not nearly enough, because he should have got huge criticism for Sunday's performance by not giving the ball to Zeke Elliott more. But you blame Jason Garrett. Jerry Jones blamed Jason Garrett. So at the end of the day, Skip, yes, he deserves some blame.
Like what percent would you give him? Like 3%?
No. You know what? You know why I'm gonna give him? I'm gonna give him 30% of the blame.
Oh, that's
you know why I'm
giving
him 30%? Because you don't give him 70% of the credit. Because when the things go well, I have never heard that was a great game by Jason Garrett. All I hear is that when they lose, Jason Garrett is terrible. So Skip, if you say they win in spite of him, I guess they losing because of him. Shouldn't they lose in spite of him too? Oh, no, because that's easy. But that's what you want to do. But Jason, hang in there, Red. I got your back up here. Yeah, I got your back, Red.
Do you really?
Yep.
Yeah, because you know he's a big reason they have lost
No, he's not. No. But hold on. You said Tuesday, you played a clip of Troy Aikman's sound. What did Troy say yesterday about it's deeper? What's going on in Dallas is deeper than coaching. Play that sound.
What do you want to...
No, I want to hear. I just want to mention that out there. Good look at that, Troy.
I didn't hear that sound.
Oh, yeah, but he said it.
Okay.
Troy Aikman said the problem that's going on in Dallas is deeper than coaching.
Okay.
And Troy would know because Troy lived there. He's a legend.
Well, I assume he's talking about Jerry, but
I don't know why I ain't going to assume nothing. I'm just saying what he said.
Okay, my turn. I'm going to reiterate what I said yesterday on the show. Way back after the 2012 season, so it was in early 2013, I went on record on the old show I used to do on ESPN, and I said I would now part ways with Jason Garrett. I have seen enough.
Okay.
I saw him for 8 games at the end of the Wade Phillips year, in which he replaced Wade, who went 1-7 to start that year. And then the next year, his first full season, he went 8-8. In his second full season, 2012, he went 8-8 again. And he was about to go 8-8 again. But before he did that, I said, I've seen enough. I know Jason from covering him as the backup quarterback for the Cowboys. Not a head coach. Could be a good coordinator, maybe a great coordinator, not a head coach. So I just spat out a few minutes ago on the show that it was 5 years ago I called for his job. It was actually back to 2012. Now it's almost about to be 2020.
Yeah,
oh, wait a minute. So it's really like 7-ish years ago, almost 8. Yep. It's a long time that I've had to put up with Jason Garrett.
That's a lot of stress.
So for this year's 6-5 record, I'm going to give him the bulk of the blame, as in 51% of the blame for 5 and 6. I'm going to say it again. 8 times in 11 games, my team, especially my defense, has come out flat. It's come out lifeless. It's come out dead-headed and worse, dead-legged, just flat out uninspired. And that's on the coach. And this is a team that, again, point differential, they've been losing close games. You got to admit that they've lost close games.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 close losses. That's on the coach because this team has been in desperate need of a spark, a jump start that the coach is incapable of providing. Because, remember, not only is he not a motivator, he's now become an unmotivator, as in uninspirational, as in this team has tuned out Jason Garrett because, trust me, you can just see it from the clips of what you see post-game. He speaks in these endless, monotonous, monotone cliches. It's all coach speak. All the pregame speeches, they've all heard them before. It's like canned. It's almost like recorded. Jason Garrett monotone coach speak. And when you're in need of something, some little X factor to get you going, shake it up. Shake up a practice, shake up by a position change, elevating somebody to the starting lineup. Okay, whatever. This coach is incapable of that because This team doesn't hate Jason Garrett. They just don't love Jason Garrett. And what do we see last week? When Jerry opened fire, did anybody stand up and say, no, we're behind Jason Garrett? Nobody did that.
Nobody said that. But Skip, let me ask you a question. Do you actually think Jason Garrett, without clearing this with Jerry, can move practice up or back without consulting Jerry?
Yeah, I believe he could do that. No, I do. I could believe, he could elevate somebody in the starting lineup. I think that's in his purview.
I don't.
He could try something. He could show, remember the Titans the night before the game. I don't know.
I thought you don't like cliches. I thought you don't like cliches.
Well, again, do something just to shake it up. But he just keeps doing the same thing. Jimmy Johnson was on First Things First today, and he talked about how much he loves Jason Garrett, because he does, because, again, Jason played for Jimmy, and they're friends, and they talk fairly regularly.
Right.
But he said, Jason just tunes out all the noise, and he just keeps doing the same thing. Well, trust me, Jimmy didn't say this, but I covered Jimmy. If this started happening, the ceiling would fall in on this team.
It wouldn't happen because Jerry wouldn't be out there spouting off. But anyway, Skip, here's my thing. Last year, when this team was 8-1 in one-score game, how much credit did you give Jason Garrett for that?
I told you he goes along for a great ride. No, yes. I've been saying this for 8 years. He goes along for, if his team is so talented that somebody starts making plays, if DeMarco Murray can lead the league in rushing and Tony Romo can have this extraordinary extraterrestrial relationship and rapport with Des Bryant, you got it. It works.
Last year, in one-score games, they were 8-1. All I'm saying, and nobody mentioned anything.
Just kept making plays.
You see, okay, so what about now? Now the quarterback isn't making plays. That's Jason Garrett's fault.
Sometime you got to have somebody who can flip your switch. He can't flip anybody's switch. He can't flip his own switch. When they win, he claps. He's Coach Clap.
But let me tell you,
when they lose, he just keeps doing this.
Let me tell you what Jason Garrett is good at. Jason Garrett might be the best shield that we've ever seen, because what he's done is he's blocked the criticism of Chris Richard, because his defense gave up 34 points to the Green Bay Packers. His defense, they had 3 timeouts, and they punted the ball to New England.
And Rod Marinelli is still the co-coordinator, so
and with and with 2 runs, New England was able to run out the clock. That's Jason Garrett's fault, or that's Chris Richard and Rod Marinelli's fault?
I give you that, but and I know, in the end, the buck stops in the locker room with the head football coach. It's up to him. Chris Richard does not address the football team before the game.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about his defense. They had a chance with those timeouts to get the ball back. And what did Chris Richard and Rod Marinelli's defense do? On 2 runs, Shannon Michelle has run out the clock.
I agree.
Okay, Kellen Moore with that bullseye job. Hold on. They script the first 15 plays. They script the first 20 plays. Okay, why are you falling behind? Why are you getting 3 points, 9 points? There was a 3-game stretch. You got 9 points.
You know why? Because the quarterback came out with no glove on his hand and couldn't even hold on to the football.
That was in 1 game.
Okay.
Well, you should have known better.
Yeah.
Hold on. You mean to tell me quarterbacks are so meticulous, Jenny. They go through everything with a fine-tooth comb.
Sure.
They, magnifying glass to the umpteenth degree. He knew he had never played in weather like that.
Once he did in Washington.
Okay,
And he was
not the
terrible.
Same weather, though.
All I know is that Peyton Manning put a glove on for the first time once he played Baltimore in the playoffs, when they knew the weather conditions was going to be difficult and the grip was going to be a problem. So you mean to tell me Dak and all the way he approaches the game, so methodical, with a laser-like focus, he goes out there with no glove?
Did the head coach practice with a wet ball the week before the game, leading up to the game? I didn't hear about it if he did.
They should have been practicing indoors. They should have been turning the sprinklers on and been practicing in that.
Okay, that's on the head coach. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing life spark.
I haven't said. When does Kellen Moore gonna get some blame? When is Chris Richard gonna get some blame? Because they did have the lead. Dak had given them the lead, and then guess what happened? Cousins takes him right back down the field and get a touchdown. Is that on Red? I didn't think so. And what about Kellen Moore calling that game plan in which he threw the ball 33 times and handed off to Zeke? It should have been reversed. But you blame Jason Garrett.
Which game?
The New England game, just last week. That game was tailor-made for Zeke. Tailor-made. I cut the pattern myself, Jenny.
You know what? The fourth quarter was tailor-made for my quarterback.
No, it wasn't.
With that glove on, he was eating up.
No, hey, first of all, Skip, Jenny, I don't know you know anything, but I took home ec, got an 8.
I did too.
Miss Smith gave me, I could cook, I could poach eggs,
I don't think I got it.
eggs over ease, I could do it all. But you know what? I made a shirt too. cut the pattern myself. So I know this game was tailor-made for Zeke because I cut the pattern myself. But what your guy do, Kellen Moore, he want to show, like you and everybody else, that Dak, we're a throwing team. And he throws your butt to 6-5.
My quarterback came in leading the whole league in passing yards, and they let him throw, and he almost threw him back in the game until tripping was phantom called on my team.
I don't know about all that. There have been bad calls throughout the course of history of the NFL game.
Well,
so stop pretending like, you know what, you need to stop pretending like the bad calls only happen to the Cowboys and only happen to Dak Prescott when you know that not to be true. But they keep on blaming Big Red.
They seem to happen to everybody who plays at New England.
All I know is that's okay, Red. You're going to go somewhere and win your Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? If he does wind up with the Giants next year, I will lose no sleep over that. I'll say goodbye and good luck.
About that one.
That's okay. I'm a Red fan. Wherever he goes, I go.
I didn't know it had been so long.
So you're going to be a Giants fan next year?
I'm a Red fan. I'm not a Giants fan. I'm a Red fan because I think he's getting railroaded. He's getting a raw deal. He's getting a bum job. You, led by you, you've been leading this charge, and you said it. You've been leading the charge since 2012, and you've been unrelenting in your baseless attacks on this man.
And unsuccessful.
Yes.
It's caused a lot of stress for you watching these games.
No mercy.
Due to a shoulder injury, Kyrie Irving did not travel with the Nets when they faced his former team, the Celtics, in Boston last night. Celtics fans let out several anti-Kyrie chants all night. And after the game, Kyrie posted a 325-word message to Instagram. In the post, he called out fans and the media, calling the coverage of the game, quote, one big gimmick, and saying that life means more than a damn ball going into a hoop. I got thrown off, guys. I don't swear on TV a lot, and I didn't read it right.
Plus, this thing is hard to read.
The quote was, life means more than a damn ball going into a hoop. And yes, it was hard to read on Instagram, but the one and only Michael Rapaport joining us this morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
What is your reaction to the post?
Oh, well, first of all, good to be here. Happy Thanksgiving. Shay, drip. You know, listen, I've been talking about this for years, the skinny genification of the NBA. Kyrie has brought this on himself. Obviously, life does mean more than any ball game, but this is a business. It's the business of sport. It's theater. He's one of the stars in a Shakespearean play. There's good guys, there's bad guys. Tom Brady is sometimes a good guy for some people, sometimes he's a bad guy. LeBron, so forth and so on. Kyrie's one of these people. When it's going good, it's all fantastic. When it's not going well, you can't complain about it. It is an honor, it is a privilege to be an elite athlete. It's an honor and privilege to have the opportunity to talk about elite athletes. You get it on social media, you get it on social media, I get it on social media. When you put yourself out there, especially in 2019, you're going to get good, bad, and everything in between.
Yep.
Kyrie told these people in Boston, we know how the Boston fans are. Love them, hate them, respect them. They're too much, they're too little. They don't play. You told them you wanted to come back. You were signing with them. You brought this on yourself. I don't know what happened in Cleveland. You wanted to be the man. You went to Boston. Not the right place to be the man because they had other young guns that were coming. And when those young guns stepped up to the plate, you didn't seem happy for them. He didn't seem happy for them.
True.
I don't know if this guy is coachable, whether it's Kenny Atkins, Brad Stevens, Ty Lue, and you know, like, and I'm gonna get to your guy LeBron, but a guy like LeBron who's sole focus, he's able to block out all the noise, and he's able to mask the Anthony Davises and feed him. He's able to mask the Kyrie Irving's, his sensitivity. It really shows what a true leader is. You know, he wasn't happy with Brad Stevens. He wasn't happy. You know, I don't think he's going to be good with Kenny Atkins. Spencer Dinwiddie, who's a very not a well-known NBA player. He was just NBA Player of the Week in the Eastern Conference. I love this guy. He's on the verge of being an all-star. It's never going to happen again with Kyrie Irving there. Spencer will not make an all-star team. He showed last year that he was coming up close to being an all-star. It won't happen with Kyrie. So he should enjoy being the player of the week. It's not going to happen again. He doesn't make anyone better. We don't need to sit here and talk about the magic and the gorgeousness of all his skills. He's a beautiful basketball player. But when you start talking about it's ignorant and it's a game, the drama is part of what we love, whether it's do you believe in miracles or down goes Frazier. This, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. When you have Steph on the corner and you win the game, it's all good. And then when it's not going good, you can't complain about it. What did you expect them to do? You told them you were coming back. You were the dysfunction in that team, whether it was Brad Stevens and my man coming back, Gordon with the good hair. He wasn't happy for it, and it's not going to change in Brooklyn. And if you think it's bad in Boston and bad in Cleveland,
that's true.
Wait till the New York fans get at you. Because if you start doing this craziness, and these Brooklyn fans, they're hungry. Brooklyn people are a different breed. When they turn on you, and if they turn on it, it's going to be the worst thing you've ever experienced.
Okay, so before you go, Michael Rapaport, you have many gifts that you display in many ways.
I appreciate that.
But at heart, you are an actor. You're a stand-up comic, too, but you're an actor.
Yes.
You were in Mighty Aphrodite,
That's right.
Woody Allen movie, and it won the Academy Award for Mira Sorvino.
Atypical right now, season 3.
Atypical is extraordinary. 3 seasons of Atypical. That is atypical, wouldn't you say? Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, what is acting? It's all about entertaining people, taking them away from their real-life problems, right? It's escape, right?
They don't want to hear about your problem.
They don't want to hear.
No.
So again, you're doing what these gifted athletes are doing in another venue.
And so are you guys, to just kind of give a perspective. Like, this is entertainment. People forget that.
In the end, it's entertainment. So go ahead.
Of course, real life matters more than basketball or football or any sporting event.
We all know that.
We understand that. But the problem is that when Kyrie talks, he comes off as combative and condescending.
Yeah.
Kyrie thinks because he spent 1 semester at Duke, he's a great philosopher of our times. Kyrie, you're not. Okay, maybe he's dealing with mental health issues, but Brandon Brooks of the Philadelphia Eagles went through a bout, and he came across and explained it, and people have had empathy, and they had compassion, but he's like, y'all ignorant, because all y'all do is sit out there and watch me put a ball in the hoop, and because I don't do that, y'all mad. Bruh, people don't know your plight. People don't know your situation. They're looking at you as an entertainer. They're expecting you to come out there on the court and entertain them. And when you're not there, they're going to boo you because you were there. You wanted out. You said you wanted to be there. You didn't want to be in Cleveland anymore. Too much drama. Lo and behold, he was the drama. Yep. Everybody thought it was LeBron, Skip, and come to find out. Now, he goes to Boston. Drama follows. Now he's in New York, in Brooklyn. Remember, in China, they said he just shut down, and everybody's like, well, what's going on with Kyrie? Skip, if you think about this, how many teammates, be it Cleveland or Boston, have ever come to Kyrie's defense and said he's misunderstood? How many?
Kevin Durant. Not a teammate, but his best friend.
I get but Skip, you want to have empathy and you want to have compassion for someone that might be dealing with something.
You do.
But bro, don't come off as combative. Don't come off as condescending like you Michael Eric Dyson or one of these great thinkers or orators of our time. Bro, you're not.
I got it.
And that's how he comes across. I mean, first of all, why would you put ignorant when anything that you're trying to explain a situation? Because they don't know what you're going through, Skip. And guess what? Kyrie, well, if that's the case, you might need to find another profession that doesn't bring on this. Because right now, maybe basketball, because pro sports is stressful. It's a bottom line business, Skip. It's about wins and losses. And maybe the stress that comes along with you being the leader without KD being there is more than you can handle. You might need to, because there are a lot of people that punch a clock, go 9 to 5, that don't have, they can't sit out and say, well, I'm dealing with something.
And those are the people that were booing. Like, the fans are the fans. Like, the fans are not, it's like we could compare, well, you're getting this much money. The fans are the fans. We come to see a show. And whether you're rooting for the guy or not rooting for the guy, it's like Game of Thrones. There's good guys, there's bad guys. And he made himself the bad guy. You were going to get booed. You didn't show up. You also didn't, the guy, for some strange reason, wasn't there on the bench when that team was a game away from making it to the finals and then said that wasn't good enough. Well, look what you did. Okay. So as great as he is, he brings this on himself. And then you think you're saying a lot, but you're really not saying what's going on. If there's something going on, say it.
Say it. It's a lot of talk without really addressing
it. Get this font with the
it's really hard to read.
2 colors. It's like, what?
Talking around.
Like,
he's talking around. He's talking around.
This was
and want people to understand what he's actually talking about.
So to frame where you were going with this, just to remind people, 2 years ago, without Kyrie Irving, that young Boston team went all the way to the 4th quarter of Game 7 of the conference finals against LeBron's Cavaliers and led the game going toward the NBA Finals, led with 6 minutes left in the game. They did not win, but that was quite an achievement with no Kyrie in the lineup and no Kyrie, to your point, on the bench. Kyrie comes back for last season in Boston, and it was one of the most disastrous, disappointing seasons given the firepower that they had with all the kids about to become stars, right? It was a big disappointment for Celtic Nation. Then what are we seeing this year? They now have the second-best record in the East. Yeah. Had a nice win last night. And Kemba Walker made a big statement last night. I am not the poor man's Kyrie Irving. No. I'm me. I'm Kemba. 39. 39. That was a big statement.
And they needed all 39.
They needed all 39. So listen, I do appreciate Kyrie is a deep thinker. I know he's not Michael Eric Dyson, but he does have deeper thoughts, which is fine. I respect that. So his first line says that sports as entertainment is ignorant and obtrusive.
It's totally entertainment.
Okay. So if life, as we all agree, does mean more, and it does mean more to Kyrie, and if he has other issues that are much more important to him than this silly game of shooting a ball through a hoop, God bless you, man. Go on. Leave it behind.
Thank you.
It's a free country, man. You can walk away.
Yes.
And leave that $34.1 million on the table.
Right.
Because you're not earning it. You don't deserve it. You can't rain on the parade that is paying you $34 million. You can't make fun of this. You can't dismiss it. And then you say that really people should love basketball as an art form. If you do, if that's what you prefer, go to Rucker. Just go play for the love of the game, right?
Yeah, the art form is you.
Yeah.
The entertainer and how you handle the ball. Steph Curry shooting the ball is the art, not the game of basketball. Mm-hmm. The game of basketball is the canvas in which the art is painted on. Mm-hmm. Curry, come on, bro.
Man.
And it's, sport, like I said it once, but sports is one of the only safe havens. And I'm not into fans fighting and other fans, but it's one of the only safe havens as a fan, as a paying customer, as a person at home, where you could love and hate. And it should be fun, love and hate. Whether you love LeBron, can't stand LeBron. Whether you love Tom Brady, can't stand. This is part of the fun of it. This is why we eat our popcorn. This is why we drink our soda.
And trust me on this. There's a game that's going to be played this afternoon. I'm going to take it really seriously. Maybe way too seriously, but it means a lot to me. Yeah. Your Knicks and your Giants.
Why do we got to do that?
I mean, I'm just saying they mean a lot to me.
But we're having a good time. It's Thanksgiving. That was a punch in the face.
Let me ask you a question. When KD was getting ready to leave, it was reported that Steph Curry was going to fly back. We don't know what he was talking about. Okay. How many of Kyrie's ex-Boston Celtics teammates would have gone to Kyrie and talked, bro, we want you back. Come back. You think Jason Tatum, you think Brown, you think any of those guys would have gone to Kyrie and said, we want you back? They couldn't wait for him to leave.
Because he distanced them.
As a matter of fact, they said, we got you a ticket. We got you a private jet up out of here.
But he talked all year like it's me and them. Like I'm the star and they're trying to be.
He's condescending.
Right? Yeah, I
And
know.
and just as a basketball player, gorgeous, beautiful basketball player. But just as a basketball player, a point guard that controls the ball that much and doesn't make the people around them better, historically, it doesn't win. He's proven to himself and to the world he could score whenever he wants. He can cross over. He could double cross over.
Oh, he danced with it.
But you're not, Spencer Dinwiddie, never going to happen again. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and those guys.
Look how them guys playing now without him.
Okay.
And that's what they got upset about, Skip, because you said it.
Quick left turn back to the unreal world of sports as entertainment. The Los Angeles Lakers played last night at New Orleans. Your thoughts on how it all sort of shook out to you? What did it look like to you? What did it feel like?
Well, they're playing very well. They're playing very well. LeBron, man. I listen. I'm not apologizing. I listen to you. Listen, the guy looks great. He's masking the flaws in AD. He's built up AD. They're doing well. Again, it's Thanksgiving. Normally, historically, we don't really get into basketball until Christmas.
We don't.
So this is the pre-regular season, preseason. They're whatever they are. They're doing well.
But you didn't say that.
Who's winning? They're not winning. He's a great player.
You said Christmas. But I don't remember you saying that when they lost to the Clippers on opening night. You didn't mention anything about Christmas. You didn't mention anything about we don't normally talk about basketball.
That was just a little check.
Oh, I just want to make sure. So was that
was a chin check.
So was that basketball then?
No.
So why are we talking about it? Why are we talking about opening day
It was
and
fine.
it wasn't Christmas?
It was fine, Shannon.
But guess what happened Christmas?
I'm talking soft. See, I'm talking. I'm almost. Shannon, they're not winning a championship.
Don't worry about it.
They're not winning a championship. So we can have a great time now because they have a great team. My guy Kuzma, AD, and LeBron. I gotta say, yo, let me just say this. He's a freak. He's unbelievable. The fact that he's doing this 17 seasons, it's going to be great. And you know what's going to be even greater? When we get to April and we see this man crying, groveling, excuses, and
what
all
you gonna say
the rings and things. They're not winning a championship.
When you see me at the parade, I don't want you to say, I can't believe they done it. I don't want to hear about how great he is. I don't want to hear none of that.
Oh, no, they're not going to win a championship. It's a long season. They're not winning a championship. They're not even making it to the finals. And who have they played? They've had a nice schedule. Things are going to get real when Giannis is starting to come. Who else?
We'll see Giannis.
Yeah,
we'll see Giannis.
We'll see. I can't wait.
But see, I keep telling you, we don't play anybody. They play us. We're the headliners.
Right now.
Who is Eddie Murphy opening? Okay, a comedy gig right now. Who Eddie Murphy opening for?
No.
Who Jerry Seinfeld opening for?
No.
We're Jerry Seinfeld. We're Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Everybody else open up for
Eddie and Jerry have rough nights too, and those rough nights are coming.
Us.
Those rough.
That's us, LeBron James.
You're bragging about being the New Orleans team.
LeBron James is Eddie Murphy in Seinfeld. He the creme de la creme. He the zenith. He the apex, the denouement. Tell him, Skip.
Get Fred, Shay.
All I want to say about this is there was no Zion last night. There was no Zoe last night. There was really no B.I. last night because he shot 4 for 21.
That's what LeBron do.
And it still took every last drop for you guys to survive.
Every last drop.
And all we was doing was just feeding AD, just standing around. We didn't have the ball jumping. We didn't have the ball jumping. But once the fourth quarter, that ball started jumping, what happened? We put a 35 spot on him and walked him down from 10. When the ball started jumping,
there was how many turnovers by your guy in the fourth quarter?
4.
4.
There were 4.
And he'll probably be able to recount them all word for word, play for play.
15 points, 5 assists, down 5. 28 of 35 points. We just had our hands back in the dish.
Shannon, Shay. If they do not win a championship, is this season a disappointment?
Every season, LeBron doesn't win a championship.
Okay, well, mark this one as a disappointment.
All
and
right.
I bet the Mountain Dew, the honey glazed ham that I'm glazing at the crib right now, cranberry sauce, whatever. Oh, yeah.
You ain't glazed Jack.
I'm kind of jealous.
No mercy.
In today's Thanksgiving Classic, the Cowboys are expected to win by almost a touchdown against the Bills. Dallas is 6.5 on the year, despite being 4th in the NFL in point differential. So, Michael, are the Cowboys pretenders or contenders?
Well, I don't think they're pretenders, but contenders for what? They're not going to be a threat come playoff time. They're probably going to win the division. I didn't know the game was called the Thanksgiving Day Classic.
Classic, yes.
I didn't ever heard of that. But I will say this, the Dallas Cowboys, and this has nothing to do with my hate for them historically, they are going to lose the game today. I'm predicting the game to be 23.
When they're still going to win the division?
23 to the division is in shambles. 23 to 20.
23-20.
The crazy thing is that, you know, we talk about this off the court stuff with the basketball. This week we've spoken about Lamar Jackson and Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is a toxic owner. He puts himself right there in the spotlight. It doesn't help the organization. It doesn't help Jason Garrett. I don't understand why your team they don't feed this running back. I know you're concerned about he's good, he's not good, he isn't the same player. He was down in Cabo. It's Thanksgiving. The young man, he loves to eat. If you're not going to feed a guy on Thanksgiving,
I mean,
but
He needs to feed himself.
he needs to feed himself, but he needs the rock. Amari Cooper, we forget that he had a case of the yips when he was with the Oakland Raiders. I had him on my fantasy football team. I watched him very closely. He's a hot and cold guy. He's going to get locked down by
Tre'Davious White.
a very unknown lockdown corner. And unfortunately, on Thanksgiving, Skip, and you talked about the emotion that you're going to have for the game today. You're going to have a lot of emotion. Poor Ernestine. Hashtag poor Ernestine. 23 to
She will like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough day for you, and it's gonna be, and the whole world's gonna watch, and the whole world, when it's not going good for the Cowboys, the joy that we get out of it, oh man,
love it.
I think your Cowboy hate just spilled all over the table.
No, that's not true. I mean, who have you guys beat? I mean, you beat the Giants twice, the Skins,
Washington, Miami,
the Eagles, and the Lions. You're 0-4
Eagles?
against winning teams. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Skip. I love you. I love siding with you. But this is going to be. I mean, you might be hearing from me later on. Maybe a FaceTime call. I don't want to see any tears.
Yeah, it will not be accepted.
Decline.
Okay, now I feel better about it because Michael picked the Bills.
but you already know what you are. You are. You know what you are, Skip. I don't have to say it. You know, sometimes you know what you are. You know what you are. You pretenders. You're like a contend for what? What are you contending for?
It's called the Super Bowl?
Oh,
no. First of all, Skip,
that's not happening.
this is what we know about your 6-5 record. When you play good teams, you come up short. That's what you do. That's what you've always done. And your 6-5 record in the last quarter century. That's what you've done. Because it's been that long. I mean, do you know the Patriots have won 6 Super Bowls, gone to 9 since you last won 1. The Broncos have gone to what? 4, won 3 since you last been to 1. So stop interrupting me too, Skip.
Wait a second. We just won the NFC East in 2014, 16, 18. That's a lot of East.
They hang banners for that?
No, I mean, I think they might hang them, but they mean nothing.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I wipe my hands on those.
Thank you. Skip, what you do, your 6-5 record is littered with Washington, Giants,
Twice.
Miami. Is that good? But I want to see, I'm looking for the Saints. Is the Saints on that dub side? What about the Vikes?
Nope.
The Jets?
Nope.
Patriots?
The Jets beat you.
Skip, all you've done, and you don't execute in crucial moments. That is the difference. That's what the Patriots do better than anybody else in the history of the game. In crucial moments, offense, defense, or special teams. They don't punt the ball in the end zone on special teams, they down it. If they need the fair catch to save time for Tom Brady, they do that. And when they get on offense, Tom Brady is methodical. And on defense, if I got outside shoulder, I'm staying outside. If I got inside leverage, I'm staying inside. You guys don't do that. You know what you guys do? Fall behind and then throw for a bunch of yards. Look at my quarterback. What's your quarterback? He came to my restaurant and got them hot L's. I don't even serve water because I want it dry. I want him to suffer.
Get him drip.
Hard.
Get
I
him
want it
drip.
hard on him to swallow that L.
Oh, no water.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from a man who opened the show by picking my Cowboys huge today because he's scared to death of my Dallas Cowboys. He knows they are waiting to explode. They are a monster in waiting. Today will define my Dallas Cowboys. They're going to either go south or go north.
Well.
This is either going to be the end of the season today, on Thanksgiving Day, or it's going to be the start of a Super Bowl roll. Here they go.
They're not going anywhere.
Failures to launch in 5 games, all close losses, all narrow. You could make a case they could have won all 5 of those
I can't make
games.
that case.
At least 4 of those games they could have won, and then they
A $2,000 hour lawyer couldn't make that case.
My team is loaded. It has not played up to its potential
Why
yet,
not?
except against the Beagles. You can call them the Beagles, you can call them the Eagles, whatever. But they wiped out the Eagles.
Yeah.
It was a tour de force. You came in here with your hands up like, I don't know what to say, because you picked the Eagles to win this
I
division.
did, and they still will.
You're still sticking by that,
Yep.
even though it's Carson Wentz, as in, ow, another turnover. Another turnover. He is a turnover machine.
What about you got
Is my
that?
quarterback a turnover machine?
Yeah, he
no,
got
he
10
is
picks.
not.
Got 10 picks.
He is not a turnover. Has he had sack fumbles this year? No. He had a whole bunch last year. Not anymore. He has cleaned up his act. My team is poised for takeoff. I think they will have a big win today. I do think you're going to see a whole lot of this because Buffalo's run defense is 23rd in the league.
Yes.
They can really defend the pass, and they are going to try to lock down Amari, but I think he will, because he owes this team, I believe he will bounce back with a huge game at home because the quarterback loves him and he loves the quarterback, and he loves to play at home where he's caught 39 balls this year. And that's in only 5 games, 6 road games, 17 catches.
But Skip,
No.
Skip, but here's the thing. You keep talking about you're going to launch, you're going to do this. Skip, at what point in time do you say, you know what, we keep starting out, we get 3 in the first half, we get 3 in the first half, we get 3 in the first half. At what point are you going to hold the quarterback accountable?
The quarterback accountable?
Yeah.
Well, did he start slowly in those games?
Yes.
Okay, show
he
me.
Skip, he only had 3 points at the half. How fast is he going?
Which one do you want to talk about?
Okay, the Saints.
Okay.
Okay, the Packers.
Okay, the Saints was against a really good defense. In fact, I'm not sure any defense plays better than the Saints play at home.
If you're a really good quarterback, shouldn't you do well against really good teams?
Absolutely.
Or are you just waiting on the Miamis and the other, the lower tier teams to play?
Real quarterbacks do real things.
What happened against Aaron Rodgers? What happened?
He lost.
He threw a ball to Amari Cooper and hit him right there, and he muffs it into an interception that gets returned 51
That was 2 minutes
yards.
into the first quarter.
Okay, but it tilted the whole playing field to Green Bay, and then my defense couldn't stop anybody, especially not Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Jones.
Well, what about your quarterback? Because he was down at 1 point, 31-3.
Okay, and what about at Jets? That defense
at Jets, and I'm a New York guy, that was shocking.
Okay.
That should have been 3 losses.
No Amari Cooper, no Ty Smith, no Lyle Collins. All of a sudden, Greg Williams said, here I come. And he blitzed like every other down. They were coming after Dak, and Dak barely had time to get rid of the football. And they fell behind, and he gutsed it up, and here he came back again.
So
they came within a 2-point conversion pass, which was blatant pass interference of going to overtime.
First the Jets.
Okay. Have you seen the Jets lately?
So let me
They're
get
pretty
so
good.
the Cowboys. So
let's hold on. Jets or Giants right now?
So
I think I'm going Jets.
You know what? Mike, I don't know if you're hearing this, but I'm hearing that the Cowboys are like these filters on these phones. They need help to make them look good. So I need Ty Smith. I need this. I need that. If your guy is what he said he is, what you say, and all this, he leads the league in passing. He's this and that.
Yes, he does.
In 6 and 4. He leads the league in passing. Because guess what? When they bench Andy Dalton was second in the league in passing, and he hadn't won a game. So what does that lead in passing? What that got to do? Nothing. Because at the end of the day, you're going to sit right...
You know what it's done? It's put them in position to win all 5 of their losses. In position. He threw for 463 against Green Bay. 323 in the second half. Who can do that outside of Tom Brady or Drew Brees? Who can throw for 323?
He threw, and guess what? 340, 23 of those yards came when they were down by 14 points or more.
And we started this conversation by saying contenders or pretenders. Whether you like them or not, that team, your team, them boys, they are not contenders. They're not a threat. No one's afraid of them.
Nobody's afraid of them.
Nobody's afraid of them. I'm not.
You know, I'm not a gloat texter, so I will not text you after they win tonight. I will not.
That's
but
not
you
your
will
style?
know that I am thinking about you.
You are a gloat.
And you will know you might get mentioned tomorrow morning right out of the box.
First
on
of
this
all,
show.
you might not be a gloat texter, but that's all you do is gloat. Because every time you come in here and they win, you tell it here, you give me... But this is her. I don't want to say it, Jenny. You're a cowboy. Tell me you're not
I've
a
seen
gloat.
it before.
That's all you do is gloat.
I
like
have seen
that.
it before. You played that off pretty well.
That's all you do is gloat.
Pretty good.
That was a good impression.
I think imitation again, sincerest form
Oh,
of
yeah.
flattery.
Guys,
Your day coming. Your day coming.
Cowboys,
My day is today.
Oh, no, it ain't today.
they're
It's
4
gonna be rough.
and 5 on Thanksgiving under Jason Garrett. Just
4
for the
and
record.
5.
Get him out of
4
here.
and
Get him
5.
out of here.
Just so you guys know.
No mercy.
This week is the 49ers versus the Ravens. Those same Ravens are a game back of the Patriots in the AFC and are chasing New England for the top seed in the conference at 10-1. Patriots control their own destiny leading up to the Super Bowl, and Ravens safety Earl Thomas feels pretty confident that it'll be Baltimore representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. Take a listen.
You think the 49ers going to the Super Bowl? It could be. Let's see. We just go out there and try to play the best football we can possibly do, and when the Super Bowl comes, whoever we play, they're going to be in trouble.
So, Michael, who wins the AFC, the Ravens or the Patriots?
You know, as much as the Patriots have been a part of my life, and they broke me. They have broken me. That Atlanta win in the Super Bowl, it took a lot out of me. Yeah. It took a lot out of me. You know, I was walking my dog while Lady Gaga was out there performing. It's a lot. And then last year and all that stuff, and the rabbi, Julian Edelman. And as much as you know, I respect, this is going to be the beginning of the end because Lamar Jackson and those guys are not playing. They have a running back core that is not playing. And by the time, if they do meet in that championship game, it's going to be a Lamar Jackson who's even better than the guy they faced earlier. More confident, more confidence around him. And Bill Belichick historically is able to take away your number one weapon. He wasn't able to take it away, and Lamar is going to come in there with more experience. He's going to have that MVP looming around him. And I expect, and this isn't any hate, I think that the Baltimore Ravens are going to be the ones to start literally kicking the dirt finally on the New England Patriots. Finally. And we've said this before. We've said this for the past 6-7 years.
What does your gut tell you? Will that game be in New England or in Baltimore?
Baltimore.
Okay. In Baltimore. Interesting. Okay.
I like the Ravens. I just like the way that Lamar is playing, and I agree with Michael. He's going to get better. He's getting better and better. He's blossoming into a better, proficient thrower of the football right before our eyes. We know what his legs are. We know what that running attack can do with Gus Edwards and Mark Ingram II. They're unbelievable running the football. They can chew up clock, and the weather will not be a factor because it gets cold in Baltimore. It snows, it rains. And when you can run the football, you can take that show on the road, and it'll sell anywhere. Their defense is plenty good enough. They got those three corners with Marlon Humphrey, Jimmy Smith, and Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters has been very good for them, Skip.
Yeah.
He's been unbelievable for them. I think he's finally found a home, someone that believes in him. And I'm a firm believer. When you get to the playoffs, quarterback play is even more, becomes more heightened. Either he plays really well, or if your quarterback doesn't play well, it's hard for you in a playoff game. I don't see Lamar Jackson turning around. He's just playing with so much confidence, and he's getting more and more confident as the week passed. And you know what? His team, they believe in him. Skip, they believe that joker hung the moon. I mean, when they see the moon, when they look at the middle of it, Lamar put that up there. He did that. And he's playing like he hung the moon. So, you know what's going to happen.
I do know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's one man in sports I do not bet against, especially in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and it's that guy number 12 for the New England Patriots.
I get it.
He's still there. He's still afloat. He's still going strong, and they just seem to get stronger and stronger down the stretch. They have a game lead over the Baltimore Ravens as we speak, and they're going to keep that game lead because they're going to win at Houston on Sunday night. I believe they'll beat the Chiefs up in New England again. And then they have three, I don't know if you call them gimmies, but at Cincy and then Buffalo and Dolphins at home. I think they can win out.
15-1.
Yep, 15-1. And I do think Lamar and company, and I love Lamar Jackson. I'm in awe of what he's doing, but they have had one kryptonite. One team has had their number in their division, and it's Baker Mayfield's team. They beat him in overtime in Cleveland last year, and then earlier this year, they went to Baltimore. I don't know how this is like the aberration game, the inexplicable game of the year is 40-25 Baker over Lamar at Baltimore. 40-25? And again, Baltimore still has to go to Cleveland in a couple of games. And I don't know. I could see them losing that game. And even if they win out, I think New England's going to win out. So this game that we're talking about is going to be in Tom Brady's house. I just don't think he's going to lose twice to the Ravens, with the second one being a revenge game in his house.
The thing I like about Lamar Jackson, he's willing to take his show on the road.
No, he is.
Because what I'm seeing from somebody else, they only can play good at home, Mike. I don't know if you noticed that. They only want to do comedy in their own home.
Are you talking about the Patriots?
No, I'm saying Lamar Jackson can take his show on the road, unlike somebody else.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the Cowboys. I see.
So do you realize, I want to point this out to our audience, every time that he's in trouble and knows it, he has to revert back to, how about them Cowboys?
Yeah, I don't know where you're going. That was last segment, man.
I said Lamar Jackson will take his show on the road. And when you can run the football, did you see what they did against the Rams? Was that in Baltimore?
Okay, so are you picking Lamar over Tom Brady if it comes to at New England?
What part about that did you understand?
Well, is that what you just said? Yes. Okay, on a hypothetical matchup at New England, I'll take 5 cases right now on New England.
Come on. I don't want to put my...
Put your due where your mouth is.
I don't want to put my cart in front of the horse. I'm going to let it all play out, and when it's all said and done, because who knows? Both teams could be 14-2. And then guess who has to come where?
You make a living putting your cart in front of the horse. You're not going to put. Yes, you're not going to put the cart in front of your horse today.
Show is
always.
The cart's always in front of the horse.
Hold on. I already picked the Patriots to lose Sunday.
You picked them to lose Sunday?
Yeah, it's Houston.
This week?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
This
you
Sunday?
did that.
I noticed that too.
The Texans of Houston?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Can I get 2 cases
No,
on
we
that?
get
I get a
nothing.
case.
No.
You don't want any cases.
Oh, and if Tyreek is healthy, I got Kansas City, too.
But there's an if.
Wait a second. Can I get 2 more cases on that?
If Tyreek
we'll go 2 on Texans and 2 on
If
Chiefs.
Tyreek has to be healthy, though.
Oh, okay.
Because you know he got that bad hammy.
Yeah.
If his hammy is right, you got it.
Horse before cart on that one.
Nope.
Yeah, the horse before the cart. I don't put the horse before
First
the
of all,
cart.
if the Giants would have taken care of their business, because you played New England, you could have took care of business. You could have put an L on them. But Danny Dimes was Danny Nichols. That game, turning it over left and right.
I'm putting the cart behind the horse right here. When I talk about the Giants in New England, I only live in the past.
That's kind of how the cart. That's kind of how the cart's supposed to go behind the horse.
By the way, speaking of Danny Dimes, I need your team to come up big one time down the stretch, just once. You get the Eagles twice down the stretch. You got to come up big one time.
Just once.
Just once.
Just one.
I don't care where it is.
It is not happening.
One.
You know y'all terrible.
Could you guarantee me one?
I can't. I'm not, and also, I don't do the guarantees. Patrick Ewing did the guarantees.
That's what you do. You make a living guarantee.
But your guy Earl Thomas, let me tell you something. These kind of, and I love Earl, but these kind of comments, I can't wait to see who we're going to play. It's going to be these are the kind of things that come back and they start to define a regular season, a playoffs, and if you make it to a Super Bowl. I mean, I don't think that's a smart comment to be making. As good as Lamar is, he's still a young guy, and the pressure, it's just going to get bigger and bigger every week. He had a beautiful game Monday, coming out party for the whole world. Earl, you're putting even more of a magnifying glass on this guy.
Yep. And you know who made note of that comment? Tom Brady. Watch and weep.
You notice he showed back up on social media after going 0 dark 30 for the last 8 weeks.
A little break.
Who, Tom?
Yeah,
he should be. He shouldn't be on social media.
Yeah, exactly.
He loves posting on social media. I personally love Corny.
Staking it up. That's what he was doing.
Well, he's focused, Shannon, and that's just okay. Michael,
your day coming, though.
Thank you for being here on Thanksgiving.
I appreciate it.
Go enjoy the day with your family, and we'll have you back soon.
Thanks
Don't
for having
FaceTime
me, guys.
this guy.
Have a great day.
He's not going to answer if you FaceTime. No mercy. Amari Cooper was held without a reception for the first time since joining the Cowboys in their 13-9 loss to the Patriots on Sunday. And according to Amari, though, it wasn't all his fault. When asked why he didn't dominate the game, Amari said, quote, "It's pretty hard to dominate a game of 2 targets." Shannon, does he have a point?
No, he only got 2 targets because he couldn't get open. Amari's like, I'm not wasting throws. You're not open. If you look the distance or the lack of separation that he had between himself and Gilmore, why would Dak throw him the ball, Skip? It's hard to dominate. It's hard to get more targets when you're not open. Mike Thomas can't guard Mike. The reason why he gets all those targets, Skip, because he's open. Amari, you weren't open. Just chalk it up and say, he got me. Skip, he got me. He played better than I did that day. This was one of the main reasons his team won, because I wasn't able to help my team. He's embarrassed because Amari looks at himself as one of the top receivers. And if you're one of the top receivers, how you let one man take you out of the game? Yeah. That's what happened. If I'm Dak Prescott, I ain't listening to nothing Amari say. Hey, I'm going to go out here and go through my read. You open, you get the ball. If you're not, I'm going on. And that's what he did. But is he just embarrassed? But sometimes, hey, they win too. Gilmore is a very good player. You make it seem like you got shut out by a bum. Chalk it up, Amari. He got you. He won that one. You get an opportunity to bounce back today and the next weekend moving forward. And if you're fortunate enough to see him again, which you won't, you do better next time. But don't blame him on the amount of targets you got. The amount of targets you got was a reflection of how often you got open.
That is true. So, I do like it that Amari this week at least showed some life. At least he showed a little raw pride.
Yeah, a lot more than what he showed Sunday.
At least he showed some fight in this response.
Yeah.
He showed none of that at New England.
Yeah.
It got so bad, he literally took himself out of the game for a whole series and went and stood with his coat on and watched.
Yeah.
He was just shamed because he just couldn't get open.
Couldn't shake him.
He just couldn't shake him, and it just crushed him psychologically to the point that he said, I'm going to quit. I'm just going to go stand and watch because I don't even deserve to be out here. You can't do that on the road at New England. Your team needs you too badly. And to his point about 2 targets, the truth is that the flip side of that response is it's hard to keep Amari Cooper from dominating a game when he probably had, what do you guess, a dozen plays called for him? A dozen. I'll bet it might have been 15 plays. And every time he was primary, Dak, who last week was graded by Pro Football Focus as the best quarterback in football on first reads, Every time he went first read Amari, what did he see? What's number 24?
24.
Yeah, he saw 24 first.
Yeah.
He saw red and blue and white.
Yeah.
And he's like, nope, 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 can't, nope, 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 nope.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, it's hard to dominate when you get 2 targets, but it's your fault that you had 2 targets.
Yeah.
Okay?
Skip, you remember the game in 1998 when Minnesota came to Dallas. Randy Moss was upset because he said Jerry told him that he was going to draft him
Lord
if
have
he was
mercy.
available.
Lord have mercy.
And he didn't. Randy Moss had 3 targets.
Yeah.
He got all 3 of them for $163 and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
So you can dominate with limited amounts of targets if you're open. It's when you don't get open and the quarterback's like, I'm wasting my time. This was a wasted down by throwing you the ball because there's no separation. No, you can't dominate with 2 targets because you couldn't get open on the 2 targets that he did throw you.
By the way, I was the lead columnist for the Chicago Tribune at that point, and I campaigned for the Bears to take Randy Moss out of Marshall. And they said, well, we can't because he showed up here for an interview, and then he came to Chicago for an interview, and they went to meet him at his hotel, and he no-showed the interview. And they said, he's out. Okay, well, guess what? Yeah, look what he did to my team.
Yeah. Then he says, Danny Green, the one that drafted him, said, well, he's in.
He's in. So I'm going to use this stat one more time. This troubles me about Amari Cooper because I do love him because he is a stud receiver, and as you say, he just might be the best route runner in pro football. Pro Football Focus last week graded him the #1 receiver going into that game in all of pro football. But the disparity between home and road is scary to me because at home, in just 5 games at home, he has 39 catches. Away, he has 17 catches in 6 games. So he's played 1 more road game, and he has 17 away and 39 catches at home.
22 fewer catches in 1 game.
Yikes. Well, what are you doing? Well, it shows you can be a little soft on the road where you can't really guts it up and rise and shine away from your crowd.
Because here's the thing, Skip. When you play an offense and you're at home, everything is quiet. You can get off on the snap count. You can see everything. Now, when you're on the road, you got to concentrate even more because if you're outside the numbers, it's kind of hard to really hear. So you're kind of looking at the ball. So the get off is a little different. There are a lot of things, and most players, you hear that in basketball, Skip. Guys shoot better at home than they do on the road, especially role players. Well, guys normally play better at home.
But in basketball, at least it's not cold and windy or rainy on the road, right?
But the crowd knows has a lot to do with it because you got to really focus on what's going on because, like I said, I'm looking at the ball, and sometimes the guy, and Stephon Gilmore knows. He knows Amari's not going to be able to hear outside the numbers. So, hey, I'm going to get my hands on him. Once I get my hands on him,
what he did,
I can control it.
It was game over. Amari likes climate controlled.
Yes.
He likes quiet when we have the football.
Right.
He likes fast track at Jerry World, right?
Because the footing is always going to be great.
Perfect.
It's never going to be wet, Skip. You'll never have to worry about your feet going out from up under you. And Amari is, and see, the thing is like, if you hold the steering wheel, you control the car.
Yep.
Stephon Gilmore realized if I get my hands on him, I can control you, Amari, because you're not that big receiver like a T.O. that can run through contact, like a Julio Jones that can run through contact. You're not that. You're a smallish receiver, and if I get my hands on you just to throw you off just a little bit, Dak sees that. Dak's smart enough to know I'm going elsewhere.
So I said this is a defining moment today for my team, and it is for this receiver. Number 19's got to rise and shine. I do think he owes his team and his quarterback a much better game.
His quarterback owes him a better performance, too.
All right. Well, we'll see. I think they will reconnect today.
Make it seem like it's all Amari. The quarterback needs to rise and shine.
Yeah, well, my receiver will have 100-plus yards receiving against a really good corner.
Yeah, will your quarterback have 2 picks? Against a really good defense?
Well, they pick off a lot of people.
I don't know about a lot of people.
Okay, well, you just picked them to win handily, hugely, impressively. Yeah, what are you doing?
I do not trust Josh.
You want to change your pick? I'll let you change it right now.
I don't
pick
trust
Buffalo. I dare you.
I don't trust Josh.
You can. You got time.
No,
I'm fine with it. The show's not over. You're going to stick with it? Okay, fine. Fine.
No mercy.
With reports that Jason Garrett could be fired if the Cowboys can't beat the Bills today, everyone seems to have an opinion on who could replace the Cowboys head coach. One list of potential candidates Jerry could go after includes Jim Harbaugh, Lincoln Riley, our own Urban Meyer, and Cowboys current coordinators Chris Richard and Kellen Moore. So, Shannon, who would you hire to replace Jason Garrett?
Well, Jim Harbaugh would be the last person I would hire. I'll start with that. Skip, if it's me, I would go for a defensive hire. Because I think the offense has been very well. They're 6th in scoring. And if you like the job that Kellen Moore has done, I remember when Mike Tomlin got the job at the Steelers, he kept the defensive coordinator because they were playing so well. Dick LeBeau, that's the name. So he kept that guy in place, got him an offensive coordinator. I think in this situation, I would hire a defensive guy. I like Robert Salah from 49ers.
Yeah.
40 years old, very energetic. He seems to be the guy that you're looking for, a guy that can motivate, because you see the way his defense is playing, and you see how he's fired up on the sideline when they make a play. I think that's the kind of spark that you're looking for and that you hope you would see from Jason Garrett. And so, and I think the Cowboys' defense has kind of been disappointing, considering they got some players up there. They got a D-Law, DeMarcus Lawrence, they got Jalen Smith, they got the Wolf Hunter. The corner, Jones, made the Pro Bowl last year. They brought in Robert Quinn. The D-tackles have played well, but I just think they've underperformed. And so if it's me, I'm going to go for a defensive guy and possibly ask that he at least give Kellen Moore a look and possibly keep him on. That's the direction I would head in.
What I never know about a defensive coordinator who has never been a head coach, let's do Chris Richard.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you know? I don't know. Can you or can you not? Right. I don't know. I like Chris Richard. I think he would make a good head coach. Can I know that? No, I don't know that because he's never been a head coach at any level. So I'm going to go down this list and the names that catch my eye. Bill Belichick. What if? Let's just say, what if? He's just sick and tired. He's done with Tom Brady, but Mr. Kraft says, no, we're going forward, Tom Brady. Is it possible that Bill Belichick would make himself available to Jerry Jones? Well, if he did, I'd say, thank you, we'll take him.
No.
Yep.
Skip, you know Coach Belichick, and the way, Skip, you know that's not even doable.
But he did it with Bill Parcells. He said, I'm going to give it all to you, and you do it. Yeah. So if Belichick were available, would you do? Yeah, I'd do it. Sure.
And when Coach Parcells says, I don't want T.O., what did Jerry Jones do?
Sign T.O.
Okay, then. Okay. You think Coach Belichick going to go for that?
I'm just saying that's pie in the sky, but I'm throwing it out there.
Okay.
There's been a whole lot of conversation about my man Lincoln Riley. Jenny knows him well. Yeah. University of Oklahoma. I watch every snap of every game, and I got to tell you, it horrifies me how bad they continue to be on defense. That's not his purview. That's not his side of the ball. He is extraordinary as a play caller and a strategist on offense, but it scares me about the defensive side.
Okay.
Which brings me to the man that you immediately dismissed. I am most intrigued by Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh. What did he do in his first 3 years as a head coach in the National Football League? He did something no one's ever done in the Super Bowl era. He took a team 3 straight years to the conference championship game, and in the middle year, they went all the way to the Super Bowl, and they should have won it because he changed horses at midstream and went from Alex Smith to Colin Kaepernick. And Colin Kaepernick came within a controversial non-call in the Super Bowl of winning the Super Bowl.
You know Jim Harbaugh's personality?
Jim Harbaugh, I know what happens in a short window for 3 years. I would take him for the next 3 years and not look back, and I think not good things, but great things would happen.
I don't believe they can make it 3 months.
Yeah. Oh, well, how do you explain what happened over here when he went 13-3 in his first year in San Francisco, 11-4-1 near Super Bowl win in that one, and 12-4 in the third year? How do you explain that? 3 straight NFC championship games.
But he wanted more power, and he started rubbing people the wrong way, which happens every time.
He is a winner at the pro level because I saw it not for 1 year. Okay? Well, he won at Stanford, and he won at San Diego before that.
And he got better talent at Michigan. Beat Ohio State.
Yeah, I would love to see him do that.
Saturday.
I'm sure the Michigan boosters would love to see that, too.
Yeah.
Considering they haven't seen it.
You know what? I hope they sour on him, and I hope he's available, and I hope Jerry takes a shot if, in fact, it is the job.
I would take Robert Salah and wouldn't look back.
That. Salah's energy. I mean, can't get enough of it.
Yeah, that's what I love. Love that energy.
Familiar with Sharpe? I don't know. That makes sense to me. They know him.
I want somebody, we talk to him and run through a brick wall.
Yep.
Hit it. Hit it.
I think I would run through a brick wall.
I can't believe you dismissed Jim Harbaugh after he was the guy who said, I'm taking Colin Kaepernick. He's the only guy in the league who said, I want him, and I'm going to elevate him above the first overall pick in the draft. You got to give that up to him.
Yep, did a great job.
Extraordinary. He could do it again.
I mean,
you don't have to recruit in pro football.
Yeah, but how many guys you're like, man, I love playing for Jim? How many times you heard that?
Well, a bunch of 49ers love playing for him.
No.
Yep.
They got tired of him.
Well, the front office got tired of him. The owner got tired of him.
He grinds you down.
Okay.
He grinds you down.
Yeah, but
he starts to wear on you.
He can grind you up for the first 3 years. That's
why did he do that with Michigan?
Yeah.
He's at Michigan.
Okay.
He struggled to have a quarterback. I mean,
you know what?
So many
he has not been
storylines.
able to recruit a quarterback. It's as simple as that.
Oh.
But Shea is playing
He's
his
playing
best
very
football
well.
as of late, so Saturday should be interesting.
So they're only
Shea
going to lose by
played very well
21.
last year.
They're only going to
But
lose by
lately,
21.
too.
Yeah.
Instead of the 35.
better watch, Shannon.
That's only the 35 they was going to lose if they played at the big house. I mean, the horseshoe.
Yeah.
The big house is Michigan.
It'll
Will
be
you
a
give me
mess.
21?
No, give you nothing.
No, not going to do it? Okay, I'm surprised. No one mentioned Urban. Wow, okay.
Homeboy Fields,
I'm going to be with
Justin
him
Fields
as well.
from the
I'm gonna
crib.
ask him.
I would be intrigued by Urban. I would
It's
take that
interesting.
shot.
I'll see if I can find out for you guys. We'll see.
Yep.
We'll see him.
Salah.
Salah, you can't deny the energy level. Let's just see if they can get the win, okay?
No mercy.
In the final Thanksgiving matchup tonight, the Saints are looking for some revenge over their division rivals. 3 weeks ago, the Falcons shocked the Saints 26-9 in their house and ran all over the fourth-ranked New Orleans run defense. So, Shannon, who you got? Who wins this one tonight?
Well, these games are normally very close. The last game notwithstanding, it normally comes down to like the final possession. Somebody either scores a touchdown or makes a great stop. I'm going to take the Saints. Julio Jones a little nicked up with the shoulder, but they're optimistic he's going to play. Marshawn Lattimore, the cornerback from the Saints, he's going to be back in the lineup. Skip, I'm going to say the Saints win a high-scoring game, 34-31.
Ooh, high score.
Yeah.
You know what? If I were a betting man and you gave me Atlanta and this spread of +7 at home, I would run with that +7 because the Saints have not been the Saints. Their offensive line is still a wreck. They got 3 very good starters out. And I remind you, just 3 games ago, Atlanta went to New Orleans and won 26-9.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go outright Atlanta winning on the field tonight with no points. I'm going to go lower scoring than you. I'm going to go 24-21, Matt Ryan at home over Drew Brees.
You taking Matty Ice and that defense, Skip, that was the best game that Atlanta's defense has played all year. I don't expect to see a repeat of that. This game's getting in the 30s.
Okay, I love the rematch. Guys, happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports. One of one.